Last time that we met, you guys fought 3 wind eaters, creatures that were thought maybe to not even be real, but nevertheless, you guys fought them and you fought them hard. Um, there were several close calls throughout the fight on between both the pirates that you guys are traveling with on the Daisy, captained by Sophia Albert, and on your sides. You guys had 3 members in your group go down at some point, fighting off these weird, shadowy, incorporeal creatures that seemed just hell-bent on not letting the Daisy go any farther forward into the Red Depth. You guys traveled for a few days on the Daisy before reaching the edge of what a few of you are familiar with as the Red Depth. You guys had some conversations throughout this time, learning a little bit more about Captain Albert. She've made a connection with another new member of the organization. And you guys are standing on the upper deck of the ship. In the distance, there you can see the Red Depth. There are storm clouds. The seas are choppy up ahead. And we are getting a little bit of an echo, Damien.
Oh, sorry, this is probably why. That's better now?
Hello. I'm a-talking, and I'm not getting an echo. Sweet.
My bad.
All good. So that's where you guys are now. It looks like Gwen and Leo, I'm going to have you guys both make a check with navigation tools. So let's do it as wisdom based. So roll a d20, add your wisdom modifier, your proficiency bonus.
Not to interrupt you, DM, and I'm sure we're getting there, but the thing that both Ulrich and I heard last session, can we get a repeat of that for viewers/players?
Yes. I want to do this thing first, and then we'll get right to there.
Okay, so
okay.
Dice roll plus proficiency plus wisdom.
Yeah.
11.
Just looking out at the seas ahead, Gwen, you estimate that you guys are probably a couple hours out from the center of the Red Depth. Sheev and Ulrich, looking out at the seas, you guys had both heard a voice, distinctly a woman's voice. You guys were not entirely sure who it belonged to. She said, "Please help me." She said that she had been trapped at the bottom of the Red Depth for years. And you guys both felt a sense of divinity, of like a coolness resting on your shoulders.
And would it be unfair for me to ask, did this coolness have a sort of a gentleness to it, a lack of malice, desperation?
Make an insight check.
Mm-hmm. Is there any chance I can kind of help him with this at all, if we're like kind of on the safe wavelength hearing it?
Well, you guys haven't really discussed that you've both heard this voice.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Then can I make my check of my own on that case?
Yeah, you can each make individual checks for sure.
Yeah. 2 minus 1 for a 1.
Okay. Seems totally... This sensation is nothing like you've ever felt, Sheev.
Yeah. All right. This is in my head, right?
As far as you know, felt like it was in your head. When you look around, it doesn't really look like anybody else has heard it, but you can kind of see Ulrich's got a similar expression on his face as what you assume your face is wearing.
Yeah, I think we said at the end of last session we would sort of like jerk a little bit. And naturally scan eyes would most likely meet.
Yeah.
I would say
What did you roll on that insight check?
6.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very unfamiliar. It does have a little bit of similarity to you, Ulrich, the feelings that you get when you pray to Rhybohr.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just gonna kind of think in my head, try and respond. Who are you? Where are you?
You don't hear anything in response.
I would say in my head. No, sorry, skip me. I don't know if I would say that.
Skip you.
Okay,
Where am
if I hear
supposed to skip
nothing,
to?
I know,
Next scene,
right?
please.
No,
Yeah, right?
I would say I would say in my head, Maiden. Squeezing my eyes tight, trying to home in on that feeling. Maiden, I will do my best to deliver you to salvation. And then sort of give Civ a sort of peculiar look, I would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Ulrich, and I'm gonna use one of my new spells that I got because we're level 4, and I'm going to let me think. Let me just double check the materials on this again, because I'm a components caster. Because components are cool. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise.
I like
Components are dope. So I'm gonna use the message cantrip, and I'm gonna just kind of walk over to him and just try to like nonchalantly. I have inside my pouch just like a short little piece of copper that I've kind of hidden in the like in a pocket in my sleeve. So I just have to like put my like hand on my face and it'll point at whoever I want to point at, just to be sneaky about it.
Secret Service.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, get down, Mr. President, kind of deal. And I'm gonna kind of just talk to Ulrich in his head. He's gonna kind of hear. All right. Looks like nobody else heard that. Any idea who it is?
Would I have any idea? I'm out of character going to assume it's the cook. I'm not sure if there'd be much teachings within Ingnasia of alternate deities outside of ones that they're
You can
actively
make
combating.
a history check, or a religion check, your choice.
Outside of character, I would assume the same thing, but I was onto an
You can do the
Ignasian
same.
school. Okay.
An
I also
11.
went to an Ignasian school. I rolled a natural 3. Plus 6 for a 9. A 2 and a 3 so far this session. Easy.
Okay. Ulrich, what did you roll?
An 11.
Okay.
I'm good at this, and it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah. Ulrich, you kind of think to moments in Churches of Rhybohr as a kid, but you have a hard time thinking about stories that involve this. But you do get that feeling that there is something divine going on here, and you're aware of the existence of the sea goddess Cadbro. You're aware of the existence of the cook and the minimal knowledge that you have about the cook, and all of you would know this about the cook, that the cook is technically within the pantheon, though she has a very minimal following, and she is a little mysterious. There
Mhm.
are rumors that she feeds on the pirates that pass through the Red Depth,
Mm.
and that's why she's called the cook. That she
Interesting.
sinks ships and cooks
Okay.
their organs and eats them.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Fucking rad. I did not
That's
know
dope.
that.
Neither did I. That's dope. We didn't get that last
Okay.
game. Hell yeah.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
In character as a pirate, would I know that?
You all
Like, what
know
the-
this. This is like a
Oh, okay.
famous,
All right.
like, fable horror story within Root Coast that if you cross the Red Depth, you might meet the cook and she'll eat you from the inside out.
Okay.
Let's not go in
Yeah,
the water.
Ulrich, you hear that that message in your head
Yes.
from me.
I have my thoughts on who it might be. A deity. Not the arch enemy Cadbro. Perhaps something else. I cannot be sure. But a maiden in distress. For sure.
What do you want to do about it?
I serve the one true Forge Father, but to deny a maiden support would tarnish my reputation, blacken it even more than it already is. Would it be fair to say that we've just finished a short rest? We did, didn't we?
I mean, you guys are like midday on the 7th day
Mhm.
of being on this ship, so you guys are all full
Mhm.
rested with full.
Yeah, we got a long rest or two, I think, in
Yeah,
there,
you
right?
guys
Something like
are
that. Yeah.
full up.
Would I be able to use Inspiring Leader?
Oh yes.
Sure.
If everyone's around, I'm going to turn to them, sort of nodding to you, Shiv, in a sense that this conversation isn't done. My companions! Lend me your ears for but a moment. I know we are not fast friends, and I know there is much reason for distrust amongst you all, but we have shed blood together, and for me that is enough to fight and continue to battle alongside you, at least until our quest is done. The waters that we're approaching are far more tumultuous than any we could ever hope to sail through. But if we sail through these together, hold the line, have each other's backs, then we will pass into calmer waters. That I can promise you. All I ask is that you do your duty and don't die. And he will sort of remember where he is, and sort of while he was getting lost in the speech of it, he will sort of recoil back a little bit, nervous.
Fuck yeah!
Everyone's eyes.
Hell yeah, dude. That's the good shit right there. Fuck yeah, Ulrich. All right. Okay, so we're heading into the Red Depths. That was fucking inspiring. Who's ready to fucking do this? Everybody?
And you.
I'm
Get some
I'm
temporary
side eyeing
HP.
Ulrich.
Oh my god, you got 10. I
Oh.
got 2 4s.
Hey, yo.
Hey, pal, you earned this. Just opening up the box and offering the cupcake for today.
You guys
Oh.
all
That
feel
was
like some resolve after Ulrich's speech. You feel like a little bit stronger. You feel like, yeah, we already fought a couple of fucking wind eaters. What's up
Mhm.
ahead? I mean, doesn't matter. We can handle it. You guys feel a little bit of that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
So is everybody, all of our parties on the deck. Is the captain on the deck, or is the captain still doing her like hiding in her quarters at deal?
She's not on the deck, but you have noticed in the last couple of days that she has been a little bit more visible,
Okay.
if you will. Since the fight with the Wind Eater, she does seem like she's been in a little bit, and the
All right.
conversation with Leo, she seems like she's in a little bit of a better mood.
All right, cool. I'm gonna.
At this
sorry,
moment,
go ahead.
Haggard is on the deck. A couple of pirates that kind of are lingering around, especially a couple of them kind of behind you guys that listened in on Ulrich's speech that are like nodding to themselves. But yeah, there's
Oh,
a few
yeah.
people.
I'll call look to kind of signal Haggard to come over, bring him over to me and Ulrich. Hey, first of all, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is. I don't know. Actually, I do know. Haha, key mine, baby. Anyway, so I'm more of a land-dwelling type of creature. And
say.
I'm not one for this. Hey.
I literally
put my
held your
work
head
in.
above water, man. Yeah.
Hey, look, I was trying to be heroic and jump off the side and save. It didn't work out. All right, it's fine. Whatever. I need to stay in my place, stay in my lane. I got to stay in my lane. But
Hey, it was
the
heroic.
reason I called you over here, I wanted to ask, what do you know about the cook? I know that's maybe like a loaded question, but talk about the gods in a place like this is not really maybe the best thing to do. But I had heard some things back in Acapulco, and I wanted to see what was going on, with that. Now that we're heading over the Red Depth and all.
Yeah. Well, we had a couple of close calls with her sometimes because she she has a tendency to reach out. Any of you guys heard from her? Has she been getting a little closer?
Not me, no. I would like to
Perception
not.
check.
Am I there?
Alright.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're kind of grouped at the bow of the ship.
I believe she tried to make contact with me.
Oh.
To...
All right. Well, hey, I tried to at least, no. I believe Ulrich and I heard her in our heads. Haggard.
Oh, you did?
Believe so, yes.
You sure you're not from a pirate background, hey there? Fucking you, Sheep.
No. Absolutely not.
You should consider
No.
piracy.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a liar and a cheat a little, but regardless.
Mm.
You heard from the cook. What'd she say?
She
is
said,
in need of rescue. I say that, looking at you, Civ, just to gauge your facial reaction.
She said, I've been trapped here for years. Help me.
Well, that
I
is
believe
the
that's
truth.
the verbatim. And
I
she
mean-
did sound like she was in distress. I mean, don't get me wrong. It didn't sound like,
she is.
sunshine and rainbows down there, but.
Yeah. Well, she is trapped at the bottom. But if you release her, I mean, who knows what kind of fucking chaos you guys could release. Gwyn and Leo standing around here, you guys can both make history checks with advantage.
Rolled a 20. Dirty 20.
I have an 18.
Okay. So both of you are aware of the folklore story of the cook dragging pirates down the bottom of the sea to eat them because she is trapped at the bottom of the sea, so she has no other place to go, so she brings food to her so that she survives, basically. And you would both be aware that there is a very unstable relationship between the cook and Cadborough, to the point where there are several rumors amongst pirate and sailing folk that if you pray to Cadborough in the Red Depth, that she it could lead to something very catastrophic between the two of them.
And
Oh shit! I'm not playing V anymore. Damn it.
question: the fact that she eats sailors, does she specifically eat pirates, or does she eat just
It
ships in
doesn't
general?
seem like there's much discrimination there. It
Okay,
seem-
that's
yeah.
important.
You would also be aware with both of those roles that it's and it's clear that Haggard has the same knowledge as you, that she has a tendency to reach out to people that she thinks are actually going to help her. Usually it's because she's going to eat them. But there is a potential that she could actually be asking for help.
It's a win-win situation for her.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, well, could she be asking for help, or could she eat me?
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt the conversation and say that fully she has identified the two people on this ship who are most likely to fall from manipulation and get the rest of us killed. So even if we did go to rescue the cook, how would you get to the bottom of the ocean? It just seems-
Well, first of all, I don't appreciate the insinuation that I can be tricked so easily. Second of all, this one over here is the believer in the one true God, Rhybohr. So, if anybody's going to be convinced to go, I don't know if necessarily going against Rhybohr is the best way to do it.
Quite
But-
right.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna do things. All I'm saying is that as a person, I don't really appreciate that. But
Why else
with that
would
being
you go
said,
rescue her?
I never
Like,
said
what
I
other reason
wanted
do you
to. I was just trying to find information about who it was.
Okay, great, good. Never
A
mind.
woman reached out in my head and told me that she needed help, so I figured I would at least entertain the option. Now that I know, I'd rather not unleash death and chaos around us. I'd like to live. Thank you very much. If I'm dying, it's definitely not at sea. So,
My apologies.
Yeah.
I definitely thought you were advocating going to go.
oh hell no,
Okay, great. Thanks.
hell no,
Awesome.
hell no.
Never mind.
I am
Statement retracted.
curious. I'm absolutely curious about the cook, but I don't think I want to. Again, I don't want to do anything that's going to get anybody killed, right, Ulrich? We're not in the business of getting everybody on board this ship killed.
No.
Haggard says, good.
And despite her being a maiden, one that I'm morally obliged to assist, as I would with all maidens, and I lean in, even the likes of you, Gwen, I would not go against the Forge Father. Not
There
at
we
all.
go. Problem solved. Although, Haggard, do you know if the people she reaches out to, do they have to worry about, like, being manipulated, like, magically or through divine sense? Or is it more like, does she reach out and then try, it's like a, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take type of situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it one of those things or is it more like, something else?
I heard from her once going across, and I think she was probably less desperate then, but she probably, I would reach out to you guys again as we get closer, because she wants out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's not, I don't know if she can manipulate you or magic stuff. And also, she's not really a maiden there, buddy. She's like a carnivorous mermaid. It's it's not a path you want to, a damsel that you want to save. I'm telling you this.
She sounded sweet and delicate in my head.
Yeah, but she didn't reply. She didn't reply to me when I tried to respond back to her, though. So I wonder.
So you tried to speak with her also.
Yeah, I said, "Hey, who are you?" That's all I said. I heard nothing back. I had to ask Haggard what was going on because I didn't know.
I mean,
I didn't speak with her.
I would love to have a conversation if she's really interested in us helping her, but she would definitely need to give some more context clues, more
fuck around
information.
with
You
a
guys
god.
help her. You you are going to release the wrath of Cadborough upon you. You realize this, yes?
Even discussing this is a dangerous activity.
She will hunt you down and kill you all. I guarantee it.
I'm not
Especially
saying
now,
that I would
she's
like
been
to
so
see her.
bad since the Rhybohr shit that's going on on land, like, and something happened like a couple years back. She got her heart broken or something, and not
Yeah,
good.
well, let's not get eaten
Oh,
at the
no.
bottom of the ocean, please. Can we just move on and keep? Let's get out of here. It's a good idea. Let's finish what we're
Agreed.
doing and
I
not
think
ignore that, not go near
Agreed.
it. Let's not go in the water either. I think that's a good idea.
I mean, this is
Fully
just an
agree.
interesting thing that happened. We should at least
No,
collect some information about it.
no.
Look,
I'm with Pancho and Gwen on this.
I'm
No,
on
we
their
shouldn't.
side too. I do not want to die in the sea. Hell the fuck no! I'm
I
not
mean, if
dying
you
in the
want, we
sea.
could just throw you in the sea, and then you could learn stuff that way. But
Well, I said nothing about going in the sea. I just said we
hey,
should,
you wanted to learn some stuff and investigate. Why not go in the ocean? She's down there.
Here, learn how to
Oh yeah,
swim.
sure, of course. Haha.
Would I know what
Uh.
position on the ship Haggard occupies? What rank? Is he
He is
quartermaster?
He's the first
Was he?
mate.
First mate, okay.
That's equivalent to quartermaster.
I
No.
believe so.
Quartermaster is kind of a inventory guy.
Hmm.
He's not the guy.
Oh, he's the first mate, okay.
Yeah.
First mate, what would it mean for Rhybohr if Cadbro was to be released upon the sea? And the cook as well? Released from her prison?
To say, I want to ask someone who knows a little bit more about the gods.
Hey, Ulrich? I
Can't speak for
appreciate
Rhybohr,
what you're
that guy's nuts.
trying to do. Haggard, you gotta
That laugh was in
not
character.
with that. You gotta not with that. But
What?
Ulrich, the what you just said. But Ulrich, I think we can talk about these things, but maybe not right where we are. Maybe we wait a little bit longer, get a little bit further on, and then talk about these things from a safer position. Table it, and get back to it later. That okay?
Very well,
All right.
indeed.
Wonderful. Good.
Don't
Okay.
wander off too far, because we're gonna need you guys, and we're about to hit this shit,
Do you think
Wonderful.
there's any whales
How-
out here?
Whales?
Yeah.
Maybe a mosasaur or two. Kind of like this area.
You see Poncho just squat down in a circle and begin just meditating on the ship's on the ship. He's just like mosasaur, mosasaur, mosasaur. He's spending
Manifesting a mosasaur.
He's spending the next 10 minutes. He's ritual casting the spell, locate animals and plants. Anything within 5 miles.
Okay. In the chat.
I did.
Okay.
If we have garlic, will we have Gracie?
Can you roll a D100 for me here?
Hmm. So you're saying there's a chance?
78.
It has to be this specific, hey?
Which specific kind of beast or plant?
Okay. You don't get any mosasaur things, but you definitely feel like this is an active area of nature happening. Hello.
Oh my god, you become the old Jack.
Hey,
Interesting.
hey. That's Scottish blood right there.
No, it's Cam Flare right there.
You
That's
definitely
also
get
true.
this sense, when you sit down and you meditate about the area and just with your natural connection to nature, that this is a very there's a lot of life in this area. There you sense lots of coral crops and fish and possibly whales and other aquatic creatures.
Okay. I'm just here meditating while you guys are talking, so go carry on.
Yeah, how much longer do you think we have before we start to get needed again?
Well, we're about a
Haggard.
couple hours away from the center of the red depth, so
All
relatively
right.
soon.
Is there anything in particular that happens that we can be ready for? Or is it more kind of like, hey,
And as
be
you
ready
say
for
this,
some
Steve,
shit?
There's a crack of thunder and lightning. in the air,
Okay.
Oh,
and the
good
weather
lord.
begins to change.
Ask and ye shall receive.
You had
What
to
did
say
you
something.
do, she?
Ask and you shall receive.
Can't
Okay.
possibly get any worse. Psh.
Yeah, at least it's not pouring rain.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The seas ahead definitely begin to get Damien a bit of an echo here.
I'll push it further away again.
Okay. You guys definitely look ahead and you see the waves start to get bigger. It does begin to rain. And it goes through this period for the next like 30 minutes of really heavy rain and then stopping, and then really heavy rain and then stopping again. Captain Albert. Yeah, go ahead.
At some point, I want to talk to Valanthe. I want to message Valanthe and pull her aside real quick.
Go ahead
At
and do
some
it.
point. Okay,
Yeah, go ahead and
wonderful.
do it.
I'm just going to shoot you a message you're going to hear in your head. Hey, you got a minute?
I do.
All right. I'm down here braiding twine. Want to come help me with that? Have a conversation?
Sure. Anything's better than scraping that disgusting thing.
That's a terrible task. All right. When she kind of gets to the room, I'm going to just double check and make sure that we're alone down here, or at least relatively alone on the ship. And
More or less.
more or less, and kind of just have a hushed conversation. Hey, so I have a question for you. When you see Leo casting magic spells, something of that, do you see anything when he does so? Have you noticed anything different about his magic in particular and compared to yours and mine? When I cast a spell, there's nothing besides the orange and the glow and stuff, but it's a little unsettling. Have you noticed anything?
Have I, DM? I'm.
No. His magic
Okay.
seems like definitely it comes from other sources, but you've never noticed anything like that you would immediately flag as that ain't right.
He certainly doesn't cast magic the same way I would, but nothing quite disturbing. I haven't.
All right, and you're gonna hear in Elvish because I picked up Elvish with my prodigy feat, so I can now speak in Elvish. To be a little secret. So, can you keep a secret for me?
What's one
Another
more
one.
secret? What's one more secret?
It won't last very long, I promise. It's a short-lived one. I have to do some more research first, though. When
Go
Leo
on.
turned into a shadow the other day, I saw something. Something that, well, it's only fair that you learn something in exchange for the secret. I'll give you a little bit of something else. So, do you remember the leftovers from school? Do you remember them?
I do. How could I forget?
We ran together after we were kicked out for a while, and some bad things happened. And this face that I saw when Leo cast magic has something to do with the bad things that happened to us. I don't think he did it. I don't see any reason why he would, and I don't think he's powerful enough to do so. But the fact that he's associated with it is enough to get me concerned. And I almost acted rashly. I almost confronted him, but I want to make sure that I do things in a more calm, controlled manner. So, if you could do me a favor and look out for anything he does magically that might be untoward, or if you see something, can you please let me know?
Do I need to spy on him?
No. Purely, if you see him casting magic and something looks untoward, could you please tell me? No spying.
This is. You know what? Sure. If it helps put your conscience at ease, okay. Can I know what happens with?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
We've only been traveling for less than 2 weeks, and I'm not ready. Eventually, yes.
All right. Fair enough, I suppose. I'll look out for signs.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'll go back to braiding my twine.
Boom crash. The thunder rocks the ship. You guys are finding yourselves starting to have a hard time finding your footing, no matter where you are within the ship. Captain Albert comes out of her office, her room, and takes up a position at the wheel. And she calls down. She says, "Everyone, hands on deck."
I get up to the top of the deck.
I'm just gonna fly behind Toby and say, "I'm gonna hitch a ride to the top," and just
Yeah, I'll walk up to the deck when called.
I will loudly sigh and slowly make my way up.
Yes, of course, you can ride on me.
don't say that out loud. That's kind of embarrassing.
It's what you're doing.
You guys all make your way. The winds are just howling in your ears as you come up. The thunder cracking, lightning. The rain feels like it's coming from every direction. It's sideways. It's off the water. The waves crash against the side of the Daisy and push the whole ship to one side. You guys all get a little bit wet. It crashes from the other side. It seems like there's no rhyme or reason to the wind, to the weather.
Before I go up, I would make sure that Sunflower is very secure in her little enclosure. Maybe that's with additional bits of hay, or even some sort of strapping if there's anything available, just she's not getting knocked
Okay.
about.
You head down below deck. You make sure Sunflower is secure. You find it very difficult to get down the stairs, Ulrich. It's wet. It's slippery. I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw.
Not my strongest suit, but let's go for it. An 11.
You kind of slip a little bit on the bottom stairs. It takes you more than a second to get down and secure Sunflower and come back up. And the winds get so strong at this point that one of the masts comes loose from its ropes. And Captain Albert yells out, You! Grab the mast! She points at Leo, she points at Sheev, and she points at Gwyn.
Immediately get to work. Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I'm not very strong, but I'll do what I can.
Could I try and help Sheev, like, be somewhat helpful in this.
Yeah, I want to be helpful. I'm not trying to not be, but I don't know how I can help
No,
best in the
right.
situation.
Ulrich, make a perception check.
Absolutely.
Captain Albert
As
yells out to you, Poncho, as well. Get up there, fairy! I need eyes on the sky!
Poncho immediately just flaps his wing and whoo, going straight up. He's dashing straight up in the air like a bullet.
Can you get that one
Does
more
he make that
time?
noise?
Yeah, he'll make that noise to the playful noise, and
He
he'll
goes,
spin
"Woo!"
as he's going up. He's spinning. Whatever is sparkling little pixie dust is skittering
Yeah.
off,
Fuck yeah.
faded in the water.
It's like
Fuck
I
yeah.
rolled.
caught in the wind and the rain. This is like glitter behind him.
I got a 6, by the way. And I would say, as I get up on the top of the deck, should we raise the sails before they rip the masts down?
Okay, do you want to try to help with the mass?
Yes, yeah. That's what
Okay.
I'm best at.
Sounds good. As you're coming up the stairs, you hear behind you, from what sounds like below deck, you hear a clearly the ship has hit something. You guys all feel the ship go like this, but Ulrich, you're the only one who hears that sound, that it's coming from below deck, but you run forward to help with the mass. So everyone that's helping with the mast, roll athletics check. Valenti, what are you doing?
Panicking right now, just
Okay.
kind of
Athletics?
tetanized on top on the deck,
Can I-
just frozen in place.
Chief, wait a second.
Oh, you have to make perception, right?
Yeah.
Can I roll acrobatics instead of athletics?
19.
This is athletics check.
Okay. All right.
You said wait?
18.
Wait, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
As I run over to help with the mast, by the way, as I'm straining on it, I will make those around me aware of the noise that I heard down below. And as I'm saying, I think we hit something, potentially damaged the hull, something below. I'd realise that's where Sunflower is, and I'm going to be torn between staying on deck and going down at least another
Okay.
30 seconds or so.
Make your athletics check with disadvantage. You're going to be a little
Sure.
bit distracted.
As we are moving towards the mast after Captain Albert called us to help, I would take an action to cast enhanceability on Chief
Okay.
and give him muscles muscle so that he can. He gets
Oh no, how much
advantage on
that's
saves.
gonna help! I have a -3. I don't know how much it's gonna
We'll
help.
see.
Okay. All right, with advantage. Let's do it.
And your carrying
I rolled
capacity is doubled.
An
You guys-
11 and a 3, so 11 -3 is 8.
And everyone except for Poncho does hear Ulrich say, I think we hit something as well.
Okay.
Could I rolled relatively high. Could I take over what Ulrich's doing?
Yeah. What did you roll?
An 18.
18? Okay. Rolled an 18.
I
Okay,
appreciate you,
what were the
Leo.
athletics checks?
She's rolled an
9.
8 with advantage.
I'm to the 8. I'm gonna give you an additional 1d4.
Me?
If you're
Yep.
doing this type of aid, Leo, then you won't be able to actually help with the mass, but you can help Sheev to be more efficient.
Okay,
All right.
I'll do
We'll roll
that.
the D4.
Yeah,
Roll a
yeah,
4
you
on the
can-
D4. So it's a 12. It's not that bad. It's a 12.
Okay, so we've
And
got
his carrying
18,
capacity is
12,
doubled.
and
That's
9.
just
Okay. 18, 12, and 9 on those athletics checks, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Poncho, you rolled a 19.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You see, Poncho, from your vantage point, you see the coral crop that the ship hit on the starboard side. You guys are past it now, but you see where it hit. You can see little pieces of wood floating in the ocean behind you, and you see up ahead several whirlpools coming up.
Could I call that out to everyone?
Yep.
Whirlpools ahead. I'll point out the side where it struck, and the side of the ship from front to back, just to make it easy, or front ship or back ship, whatever is relevant.
Okay. Being a fairy with limited ship knowledge, it is kind of just over there and over there, but you do manage to point things out. Captain Albert nods and directs people. Though it seems like most of the crew on the Daisy are just trying to keep to navigate with the ship and keep it together. You guys grab the ropes that have come loose from the mast, and you grab and you hold them. Gwen, you grab 2 of them and hold them in both of your hands. Ulrich, you grab one. You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I asked before if I could take over whatever Ulrich's doing.
Yeah, because as soon as she would do that, I would head.
I'm
back down
gonna yell
again.
go of trying to be heard over like the wind and the rain. Like I'm gonna yell at him.
Okay,
go.
Sure. So you grab one with one hand, and then Ulrich, you have one in your hand, and you look down below deck. Gwen, you clock this. You see him doing that, and you pass over the rope. And Gwen, you grab both ropes. Sheev, you grab from the other side, and you manage to kind of less about strength, but you're able to kind of gather it onto your shoulder and pull it over. Leo, you help him with this. You give him some. What would this look like? The D4 that you would give him.
As he's like moving over to kind of catch and hold the mast, he would probably for a moment seeing over his shoulder this tiny little almost chibi-like being of a small form. It's not really humanoid, but to you it looks that way, and it's made up entirely out of these seashells, but there seems to be a friendly, smiling face in there. A warm smile that kind of inspires.
I would just kind of try and yell over the storm. Why do I feel so strong? What's going on?
It's like this little figure of a woman who looks like she's kind of made a part of shells a little bit, and she's by your shoulder, and then these shells and mollusks kind of run down your arm, and they form a bit of almost like armor over your forearms, and you are able to pull a little bit stronger for just a moment, and then the shells fall off and dissipate. Valente,
I mean, it lasts for. I mean, the spell lasts for 10 minutes or an hour even.
Captain Albert turns to you, Valente, and she points right at you, and she says, "Elf, you get downstairs and you fix that fucking leak."
I'll stammer and try and figure out what to do, and then just run down as fast as I can, not knowing if I can fix the leak, because honestly,
we're gonna die today.
Hell yeah, brother.
Mending cantrip. Anyone?
Okay.
I don't think mending cantrip can fix that's like mending fixing that's a hole in the Titanic.
Hey, the cook wanted us one way or another, and she sent a coral reef instead. Maybe she gonna get us, you know what I'm saying?
I'll always love you guys, but I'm just gonna fly off, Goodberry in the air, find an aquatic animal to ride to shore. This is my master escape plan.
Hurricane rips Poncho in half if he does that.
That's kind of the first round of this done, you guys. Okay, so there's going to be this is a bit of a skill challenge. Captain Albert is rolling as well, and you guys that are on the upper deck, you see her expertly start to navigate around these whirlpools that are upcoming because you've pointed them out to her, Poncho. You identify exactly where they're going to be, and she curves around them. Expert captaining from her in these moments. For those of you holding on to the mast, you feel the wind pick up. It's so strong, you feel like you're going to be taken away by the weather. I'm going to get you all to make strength saving throws.
Do I get an advantage on this?
I don't think so.
No!
No?
Can I do something wild instead?
You can do something, yeah.
I would like to I want to yeet myself off the little top deck thing and kind of just float there for a minute and then just... That is mad extra though, for no reason. I'm just gonna make a strength check. I'm probably not gonna pass it, and that is probably gonna happen as a failure.
You're good. You're not holding to the ropes, Pancho. You're up at the nest.
Oh, let's make it. I was like, I thought the whole
rolled a
chick was
12.
like rocking or something.
No, it's just checks.
And we're still
Ulrich
trying to
and
hold up the
Valente-
mast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ulrich
so-
and Valente make dexterity saving throws as you go down the stairs.
I'll obviously skip the next strength check, but because I know I'm better suited up on the deck, if I see Valente going down below, I'll make a dex for what, because we're obviously it's like cartoonish sliding down the stairs. But I will say, please check on Sunflower. Keep an eye on her down there. They're gonna need me up here.
Okay, I will try.
And I rolled a nat 1 on my dex saving throw.
Oh no.
I hate to break it to you guys, but I also rolled a nat 1 on my strength
God.
saving throw, and that's a -3. I rolled a -2 on my strength saving throw. Just letting y'all know that, just in case we're all keeping score here. I rolled a
he
-2.
He still has the muscle that technically doesn't.
Yeah, but it doesn't help with
Saving
saves. So
But,
it's just checks.
but okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, Gwen, what did you roll on your strength save?
12.
12. Leo, did you roll one as well?
Yes, 13.
And then Steve had a nat 1. Ulrich had a nat 1. Valente, what did you roll on
-2.
your dexterity saving throw?
15.
Hey, there's a good roll. Let's go. All right.
Pancho, make a dex save as well.
I've rolled so bad this session. I don't think I've rolled one roll above a 10 this session. That's terrible.
15.
Okay. You find that the winds up where you are, Pancho, are getting you're fighting against them to stay in the air. But you managed to keep your position.
Does it anything look? Can I look ahead before and make my way down after that, or
Make another perception check.
yeah? Because I know if it's gonna start picking up and getting worse. I rolled a 21.
Okay. You see 3 whirlpools all coming up on the to the northeast that look particularly violent.
Knowing that the ship might be in danger, then I'll stay up there, but I'll put myself on the mast proper, and I'll hold on.
Okay, you kind of perch up at the top of the mast. For those of you that are trying to hold on to the rope, Sheev, it completely slips from your hands.
Oh boy.
Just this strong pull of wind, it just comes out and the mast flies out on the one side. Gwen, you kind of struggle to hold on your side, but you're able to hold at least one of the ropes. You kind of gather them in together, put them underneath your arm. You're able to hold on to the one side. Leo, I'm going to have you make a check here to try and grab the rope, if that's what you'd like to do. Or if there's something else you'd like to do, feel free to try. But you see this mast fly out.
I mean, I'm not that strong, but I guess I'm gonna try to. This is a reaction.
You can take an action if you want to.
I mean, I'll have to catch the rope anyways, so I'm gonna try to do that at first. So what's it gonna be? A dexterity check or
Yeah, you can make an acrobatics check.
acrobatics check?
Yeah, acrobatics. We'll do that.
Okay, that's a 14, but I'm gonna add a +4 to that because of the talisman that I have on my person. So that's gonna be a 18.
This strength that Leo gave you, Sheev, it feels so unfamiliar in your body and so just
Hell yeah.
completely out of the realm of what you know and how you feel as a person. It's like you just reject it for a moment. It's just this moment of just, I want to be this, but it just doesn't happen. And you let go of the rope, and Leo, you kind of are able to grab onto it. It pulls you a little bit with the strength of the wind, and your feet kind of slide along the deck. Ulrich and Valente, as you guys meet in the middle of the stairs, you run straight into each other. Valente, you're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as Ulrich basically headbutts you.
Breaks your nose. Blood everywhere.
I think Valanthe would literally murder you in your sleep if you broke her nose, like actually kill you.
Ulrich, you kind of stumble back and you tell Valente to look out for Sunflower. You manage to keep your footing here, Valente, and head downstairs, down below deck.
Whoop.
Oh,
Oops.
oh.
What?
Okay. This.
I feel like your cams are strobing right now. It's just me.
Poncho, did you point out the whirlpools?
Yeah, I'm saying up there, pointing all that out. That's why I'm saying up there, because I don't think we'll be able to steer through it.
Okay. You point out that these whirlpools are coming up, and you can see Captain Albert is starting to struggle with the wheel. She's starting to lose some control. The ship is being pulled into this section where the whirlpools are, seemingly no matter how much she tries to divert away from it. For those of you on the ropes, or go ahead, Ulrich.
I was going to say, if I've recovered from the mishap on the steps,
Yeah, you
I
undressed.
probably would like to go up and help Captain Albert with the wheel, if that's okay. But
Okay.
feel free to do the ropes first.
No, this is the beginning of the next round, so I'm gonna give her
Okay.
this roll. Okay. She starts to kind of lose control of it, and you come up next to her and you stabilize it. You help the pirate behind her that's on the rudder. You help stabilize that as well. And you guys manage to kind of divert it around the first whirlpool that you can see is just this massive, Pancho, you get the best look at it, just this massive circular vacuum of water. And it goes it looks like it goes so deep and so low that maybe you could even see to the bottom of the sea. Despite the name of the Red Depth, it really doesn't seem like it's that deep here, considering you guys have hit coral for any level
And as I'm struggling with this rudder, sort of reinforcing the pirate next to me, I say to her, "I have not come!" No, as I turn and look towards the main deck, "We have not come this far to die here!" As I'm straining with all my might to help navigate around.
Pushing against the rudder, rain across his face with a bit of blood spatter there from the contact
Mishap.
with Valente. Anyone else want to do anything on this round? Used an action already, you're kind of out.
Out.
If you want to say anything, or if you want to...
I was just curious. I want to ask a question for you, and I'd like this hypothetical. You don't have to say yes or whatever. I have Maximilian's Earthing Grasp, and it technically can grab onto a person and hold them in place. Could I cast it and try and grab the rope with it and use Arcana checks for strength checks and pull it with that? I know that's not at all. Yeah, I know that's
That
wild.
is the biggest
but
brain.
Is it only creatures, though, that you can target with it?
I believe, yeah, but
Put it
let
in
me
the
look.
chat.
Yeah.
I hope you brought a bag of dirt with you, bro, at like Home Depot or something.
I have all my stuff
Hope you
with
brought
me.
a bag of dirt.
Yeah, I mean, like, see, it deals bludgeoning damage, so it seems like it's pretty, like, realistic. I don't know.
It reaches for one.
It's one creature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fail
okay.
its saving throw. So, a good idea in theory, but you think it through,
All right.
and you think it's not going to be able to grab a rope like
All right.
this.
Then I'm
I
going to
would probably-
brace
I would
Potentially,
myself.
you could grab
say-
Leo.
Yeah, I would probably say it would be more realistic if it was able to hold the mast, because the mast is way bigger, but the rope is so like small that it would slip through the large fingers probably of the.
Make an Arcana
Yeah.
check as you're kind of thinking.
Yeah.
it through.
I'm trying to substitute strength for Arcana in some way, because I can't do anything
I
strength.
mean, that's clever.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 16 Arcana, 10 plus 6.
Okay. You take a look at the mass. Do you have a spell book as well?
Yes, I do have a spell book on me in my bag of notebooks.
Okay. You kind of think about it. You think about the pages of your spell book, kind of looking them over in your head, reviewing them. The keen mind, like you guys, anyone who's looking at Shu, he's like totally focused in on something.
It's the picture of the woman with the math symbols running around her head. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But when you think it through, you're thinking. I mean, you could definitely try to do it, but you're thinking it's not the most guaranteed of options.
Yeah, fair.
You know that
All right.
it's a creature. These aren't creatures, but
yeah.
Kind of think it's a risky move, but it's something you could try.
Yeah. All right.
Going
No, I'm just gonna brace myself and prepare for the next round.
Okay, you kind of grab to the sides of the ship.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Lente, will you make an investigation check, please?
It's a 7.
Okay. You go towards the lower deck. You see Sunflower checking in on her.
I am, and I'm going to cut the rope if she's tied to a post or anything, and open the little hatch or the door. If she needs to, she can feed and swim away and not drown in the ship.
Okay.
Can drown outside of the ship.
You let her go. Make sure she's got some freedom. She doesn't move out of the stable, but she seems like she is definitely spooked and struggling with this. Is maybe as spooked as you are. You guys kind of have a shared moment of eye contact of fear. You can see from this deck to below deck where the supplies are that there's water on the ground of where the supplies are. Okay. Here. Those of us on the ropes, you guys managed to stabilize. And you guys try to retie the knots. I'm gonna have you make some dexterity checks here.
Okay, that I can do.
Yes.
Just dexterity? Or sleight of hand?
You can roll sleight of hand if you like.
Yeah.
11.
8 plus 1 for a 9. I can't roll today.
So that's, for me, it's a dirty 20.
And Gwen, you rolled an 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Poncho, will you make another perception check?
Will. 22. Thank God for these
Nice.
perception rolls right now.
Jeez, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Ulrich, you can make. I'm trying to think about. Well, okay. You can see the other whirlpool up ahead. You guys have gone past one. There's another one coming up. Captain Albert is trying to navigate her way between them. Poncho is able to point this out to her. There's also a third whirlpool coming up. Would you like to stay on the rudder? Would you like to try the wheel? Would you like to go for the ropes? Anything you'd like to do here?
I'm not going to go for the ropes. I'll stay up on the sort of the captain's area, and yeah, anyone who looks like they're struggling to push, move, turn, twist, anything around me. So maybe getting on the wheel with Captain Albert. That's what I'll be focusing on, where I can put my brawn to my sort of best uses.
Okay.
So, how far up am I exactly for spell purposes?
Like 40 feet-ish.
If I could make it 40 feet, I can go down just slightly to get in spell range and go back up with my 30 then.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I wanna cast the enlarge spell on my good old pal Ulrich. That way he'll be bigger. He'll be able to just pull anything he needs to pull. And he's Omega Ulrich now. You saw the
Oh,
original,
shit.
but now he's Poncho and Proof Special. As like the pixie dust fall down, you see them flutter and touch his skin, his body slowly growing in size.
Okay.
His
How big
back
does it make
dribbling.
him? Makes him
He
into
doubles
a-
in all dimensions.
double my
Doubles in
size. So I'll be I'll be like 12 feet tall then. In that case,
Oh,
So
shit.
for all of you on the upper deck, you guys kind of
Hey,
struggling trying to
yo.
get this rope together. You turn around and you see this pixie dust come down onto Ulrich's shoulders, and then him grow until he's twice of his size, and the rudder is like looking quite small now in his hands.
as it sort of falls down there, whoa! I feel strong.
There we go. I was waiting for the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I'll want to action surge this turn as well. That's okay. Just to double up any actions that I need to do.
Okay, make an athletics check with advantage.
Mhm.
Keep things stable here.
For 20.
um, you see Captain Albert. She's doing okay with navigation. The ship starts to kind of turn into the second whirlpool, and Ulrich, you in this massive form, you just step over to the other side of the ship and push it, and the whole thing just turns and veers just around enough of the cusp of that second whirlpool to get you guys out of its pull. Valente, you see this water on the floor below deck. What do you want to do?
I'd like to inspect it. Can I identify a hole or a breach where the leak is located, basically?
You come down, you're ankle deep in water. You start to sort through the supplies to see where this leak is coming from. And you find a small hole at kind of the bottom side of the ship where water is spilling in. It's small, quite small, but it's coming through at a rapid rate.
All right. I have a silly question, and then a real solution. Could I use shape water as a cantrip to, like, stop it from flowing in? Like, make a
Freeze
clog
it.
out of water? Freeze it. True.
Absolutely.
Can
you
I?
Try. Yep. Can you put it in the chat for a second for me, please? Okay. Are you going to use will you use your arcane focus to do this, to cast this spell? Spear?
Yes, I'd like to. My little spear.
Despite nervousness, and you immediately feel really cold coming into this ocean water. Through, you see this hole, and you pull out your sphere, and kind of like Katara Last Airbender style, you change the flow, the direction of the water. You stand there for more than a couple moments to make sure that this flow is going in the right direction, pushing it back out the hole that it came. You're not able to clear out all of the water that's at your feet, but you managed to push it out. And you wanted to freeze it? Oh, something you wanted to try?
Well, yeah, freeze a pellet of it to fill the hole.
Okay.
Stop it from coming in.
Sounds good. You, with one kind of final push and the sphere kind of following the flow of your hands, push the water into the hole, and it freezes. It seems like it will hold, at the very least, temporarily.
Right, seeing that it worked, I will yell out very loudly, "I did it! It worked!"
You guys can all make perception checks to see if you hear this.
I rolled a 9.
It's to be pretty high DC.
It's not even worth it. I'm too far.
I rolled a 20.
Gwen, you hear it?
It doesn't sound like distress, though.
No, it sounds excited.
Okay.
Poncho,
You rang.
you guys are coming up to this third whirlpool and get a view of it. You come off the mast so that you can even get a little bit of a better look. It is massive. The water seems almost solid with how fast it's moving. It's like a centrifuge. And then at the bottom of the whirlpool is sand, purple, blue, twisted coral. And inside the coral, there is a woman, a mermaid.
I'm gonna yell, "Mermaid spotted! The big whirlpool ahead! Big swirly thingy!"
Okay. Sheev, Ulrich, you hear?
Uh-huh.
Please, we're almost there. I need your help.
I'm gonna yell out. I can't scream because I'm in an apartment complex, but hey, she's reaching out to us again. What do we do?
Steel yourself, brother!
Make a wisdom save, both of you.
Yeah, that's
fuck.
the best way to do it. Best way to do it.
God damn it! All right, what do I roll here?
Ooh.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right. Come on.
Oh, nice. Natural 20.
14 minus plus 1 because wisdom. 15.
Nice. Ulrich, you hear this voice, and then you feel a warmth in your chest. You feel Rhybohr there with you, and you feel him push away this other voice to clear your head. And you immediately feel like this sense of, she's trying to use me.
Yes. I knew it, that crafty mermaid. Steel yourself! Civ! She means you nothing but harm! Do not let her lull you in with her false promises!
I see.
There is but one God! One Rhybohr!
It's like 12, 13
He's
foot
12 feet
Ulrich just
tall,
screaming at me.
Like,
Can I just
it's
pass the
full,
save
like,
out of pity?
Shrek, like blowing.
Oh, yeah.
breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheev, you definitely are able to, like, you don't feel like you have to go save her or anything like that, but you definitely feel a bit of pity for a moment. But
Yeah.
you are able to, you hear Ulrich say, "Still yourself," and you're able to kind of push it.
It's more that I can't hear anything else because that's the only thing I can hear in my head. It's just him
loud.
screaming. I can't even think about anything else. Oh, yeah, all right, cool. I'm good then. Yeah. Wizards and their wisdom save proficiency, man. I would have been woohoo.
It's been really bad.
I know, it could be really bad.
Those of you on the ropes, you guys tie this back together, seemingly just in time as the mast picks up this huge gust of wind that takes it straight towards the third whirlpool, straight towards the cook. What do you guys want to do? Captain Albert is struggling at the wheel. It seems like she's being pulled right to this whirlpool.
I would go help her with the wheel. The part of me wants to throw something down the whirlpool, but I'm gonna stick to my duty and not getting behind her. There's nothing romantic about this. This is a man doing what needs to be done.
So big.
And I'm gonna help her maintain her control on this wheel.
If Pask is on the wheel, I'll go towards the rudder.
Okay.
I'll look at Gwyn. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I have no idea what I'm doing. Please tell me how to help.
Thus far, Sheev hasn't been super like.
I
great
do
so
still
far,
have
right?
it. I still have advantage on strength checks. It's not amazing, but I do still have the extra strength. And the odds
Okay.
of me rolling this low this many times in a row can't continue, right? I have to roll better eventually,
It's kind
right?
of in your thing
Okay.
since forever.
I know.
I'm gonna look like I stop and consider, and then eventually decide it really couldn't hurt, and I'm just say, "Follow me." We're going towards the rudder.
I'm going with Gwyn.
Sounds good. Leo, what are you doing?
I'm indecisive. If
Make a religion
They
check,
are-
Leo.
that's good, probably. That is good. That's a 17. Yeah.
You hear Leo. Please help me. I've been trapped here for so long. Could be my champion. Make a wisdom save.
Mm.
I want this to go bad.
God, no! I don't want to die on the ocean, man.
That's a.
I want to die on the
You're-
land.
You're not gonna be the one dying on the ocean. That's a. That's a 6.
Oh boy. Okay.
You hear again. Yes, you know what you have to do. Please. It's easy. And you feel yourself drawn to the middle of this whirlpool. You want, with all of your being, to jump off this ship and head down to her.
Yeah, sure thing.
Do I see him start to move?
Anyone
Yeah,
who's on the
can
upper
we-
deck, you see
All right.
Leo. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and shout first. Leo, what the fuck are you doing?
I think I can help her.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to be known I didn't fall for this. And can I cast a spell?
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to use the same piece of metal that I have in my arm in my little wristband. I'm going to utilize it for a different spell. I'm going to. Am I within 60 feet of Leo?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to cast Hold Person on him, just to have him stop and not move.
Okay. What is that? A wisdom save that he has to make?
It is another wisdom save, so I'm hoping that because he has bad wisdom, that he'll fail this one as well.
That's a 18.
That beats my wisdom save. It's a 14.
Pull out
So
this
That's
little metal. You
18.
try to reach out and cast this spell and stop him. And Leo, for a moment, you feel like this pull at your shoulders, and you just tear through, and you get to the edge of the ship.
Do I have time to do something?
He's right at the front now.
Okay, if he falls over, is he gonna go overboard?
If
Like
he
if I
falls
if
over
I knock him prone?
frontwards, then possibly he could fall off the ship. Yes.
Okay, and what if
Should
I
we are ready? Should we?
theoretically,
Should we?
if I make a winging shot, which is a expend a grit point to shoot something moving, and Leo would have to make a strength saving throw of 12 or more, or he's knocked prone. Would he go overboard?
Based
From
on
where
where
I am
he's
right now?
standing right now, I mean, you're knocking him prone would be knocking him over essentially. So it doesn't. It's tough to say. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would knock him overboard. Make a shoo. I'm trying to think. I mean, you are a gunsmith and you would be familiar with it. You don't think it's gonna knock him overboard, but there's a potential that if he's not able to, I mean, it's a little risky, but definitely you could try.
Does anyone
Take
else
everything,
have any
gotta set some
ideas?
risks.
I tried. I burnt my spell slot. I tried.
Can I try and lasso him with some rope?
Ooh.
Sure, yeah.
Oh.
Would one
Okay,
just
Leo,
So
you're welcome
is
to
his
react
rope-
to any of this as well.
Is his rope enlarged because he's enlarged? Is this
Here,
now
come
a
in.
like double-sized rope?
Yeah, this is like massive gym rope.
Yeah.
Battle ropes. Did I? I'm assuming I consumed my action surge last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll still try to what I kind of want to do is just sort of swing this rope round and just try and snare him with it, essentially, or even knock him out. Either one's good for me.
Okay.
What would you like me to roll? Obviously, it's
I'd
gonna
have
be
you
quite
roll-
slapdash.
Yeah, I'd have you roll a dexterity check and an athletics check.
20 and a 12.
20 and a
Oh
12.
no! I'm enlarged, aren't I?
Yes.
So I have
Mhm.
advantage.
Which means you have advantage on this on the strength checks, right?
Yes. Yes, strength checks and strength saving. Fantastic. For 15, 20 and a
That's better.
15. Oh, that's not too bad.
Gwen and Sheev, you guys kind of, I mean, Sheev, you try this spell. Gwen, you kind of look down at
Yeah,
your
yeah.
gun, you think about your options. And Ulrich takes this massive rope from his side and he lassos it into. It's kind of awkward because the rope is so big and his hands are so big in relation to everything else that's on the ship right now. And he manages to make a lasso and toss it across the ship. You have to move a little bit closer to do this, Ulrich.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll let go of the wheel and let fate decide what happens next.
Okay.
Let
You let go
Rhybohr
of the
take the
wheel.
wheel.
Immediately it veers to one side, and you guys are heading towards the whirlpool. You do manage to
Don't do
lasso
it.
Leo. Leo, you are like hanging onto the edge of the ship, looking down at the whirlpool, and I'm gonna have you make a perception check. You are able to tighten this lasso kind of around him a little bit. But it doesn't seem like if he's going to pull really hard, if he's going to jump, he might be able to get out of it because of the thickness of
Yeah.
this rope.
No, that's absolutely fine. As it does whip around him, oh, catch of the day, and then I'll let him do what he wants to do.
I've got a 4 on perception.
4.
You can see the bottom of the whirlpool, this mass of coral, all this water. See the same thing as what Pancho saw before, kind of this water that spins so fast it looks like it's solid. And then at the bottom, you see a massive coral, but you don't really see the form of where you assume the cook is. You do hear a song in your head.
Lovely.
Her singing to you. She's waiting for you. And you feel the pull of this lasso. What to do?
It's my ultimate will to get down there, right?
It is your ultimate will. You feel drawn to this still.
Okay, and the funnel is the maelstrom is probably not like straight, but rather it's a funnel.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Leo wants to go down, but he also is really usually he wants to listen to what his companions are saying. So he's like hesitant because he's been lassoed. and he's gonna look over towards the large Ulrich and Jeeve, and he's gonna take it up one hand and say, "What are you doing? It's gonna be fine. If I help her, we can get the ship out." And he's gonna reach for his amulet to cast a spell.
Okay. Now that he is in Ulrich's lasso, he's not gonna go overboard because Ulrich's got like a hold on him. Okay. I'm
Probably.
gonna does it he's about to cast a spell,
Well, he's put his hand to his amulet.
Leo? And that's like
I'm
your
waiting still.
Yeah, you've seen him cast
Okay.
magic before. You know that he's preparing for something.
Okay.
And
I am gonna
I'm
go ahead.
Just very quickly, if it does come down to saving the ship or Leo, I'm letting go of Leo. Just to get that out there.
The wheel right now that is under control of Captain Albert, she's struggling with doing it by herself.
Okay, I'm going to give Leo 10 seconds in game. So this scenario,
wanna
then
do,
I'm
Gwen?
done.
I'm firing a winging shot.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Okay.
What's your armor class, Leo? This is a very important roll.
This is 15 has to be hit.
50-50 roughly.
Chat says jump.
Okay.
It's always something crazy with you guys, man.
Okay, you spend it on a hit. It takes seven. Okay, just make a regular attack roll. This with your pistol.
Okay.
What's your dex?
It's oh, sorry. Okay, it's working. All right, attack roll. That's a 21.
Yeah, and you would be restrained. So, that give you advantage?
Oh,
It would.
should I make that with
Yeah.
disadvantage?
No, advantage.
Okay.
Just a
Oh.
nat 20 fish here.
Should I roll again?
Yeah.
Let's do this
And he would have disadvantage on the strength. Very good rolls. He'd have disadvantage on this check as well.
Okay, so 21. Yeah, so you got to make a strength save, Leo. Roll
Is
for the
this with a
damage as well.
disadvantage? The strength save?
Yeah.
With
would
the
be with
restrained
disadvantage.
condition, can check on
Mhm.
this. Speed
The
becomes
strength save
0.
for
Sorry, just one sec. Speed becomes 0. Can't benefit from any bonus. Attack rolls have advantage. Creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so not strength saving throws.
Okay, so just normal roll. And this also deals some damage, so I'll have to also make a constitution check to see if Sheaf is losing his strength.
Right.
That's
Sorry, Go ahead.
a strength saving throw?
Yeah.
13.
You make it. What roll the damage on that pistol? Gwen?
okay.
You do have temp hit. Everyone has 10 temp hit points
Oh, that's
as
right,
well.
4.
Okay. When you kind of line this up, and you make a shot and it hits Leo right in the back of the calf, and you feel this like immediate pain in the back of your leg, Leo, and for a second you kind of stumble down, and the rope kind of tightens up from Ulrich, and you stand up. You don't go all the way down, still on the edge of the ship, lassoed by Ulrich. Captain Albert says to anyone around, she says, "We're going in there. I need somebody else on the wheel."
And if at this point when Leo's seeing this, he already had his hand on his amulet. He's gonna say, "What are you doing? Take care of the ship!" And gonna shout that towards Ulrich. And then I'm gonna cast Shadow Slip on myself. So I sink into the floor, and I'm probably immediately free from the lasso.
Mhm.
And I slip through the railing and down the side of the ship.
Okay.
All right,
Make
I'm
make
in-
another wisdom save. Jeeve, make a perception check.
And I would, yeah, I'd go and grab the wheel now.
I'm
at this point.
turning. I'm putting my gun away and turning around and going towards the wheel.
Okay. Leo just
I'm gonna.
The wisdom
becomes
save is
shadow.
an 18.
I feel so bad, but I don't have anything that can do from that far to like.
You can
Man,
move closer if you want to.
That 13.
The thing is, I want to keep out for other obstructions, hold my concentration. Like, at the very least, I wouldn't have the action to do anything this turn. You know what I mean?
Well, we're kind of not really in a formal turn order right now. You guys are free to do what actions you need to do and want to do in these moments because or else you miss your chance.
I'm making a perception and I'm going down if it doesn't look like there's anything else ahead.
I rolled an 18 total on perception. I was 19 minus 1 for an 18.
I rolled a 10. Shit.
You rolled a 10 on perception, Pancho?
Mm-hmm.
And Gwen and Ulrich, you guys are going for the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Both
Yep.
make athletics checks. Try to stabilize things.
22.
12.
Gwen, you immediately go to help Captain Albert after taking this shot, and you hear a call out, and then Ulrich comes over and just, you guys are able to hold it in place, so Ulrich comes over and guides it in the other direction. Leo, you disappear into shadow. As you turn over your shoulder to kind of look at your party members, Sheev, as he looks over his shoulder, his face is the face that you see. And then he slips down in his shadow into the ship. It's just that briefest second that you see it, but you know for sure it's him. Leo,
Okay.
as you go down the ship, and are you coming out in the water or where are you?
In my shadow form, I can treat liquids as solids, so I can basically walk on my shadow glides over the waves, and I would head towards the whirlpool. My intention being that I would slide in a spiral motion down the thing like a coin that you toss in this big.
Yeah. The
thing
penny twirler, yeah. Would you are you immune to weather effects in your shadow form?
Define weather effect.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think about the logistics of this a little bit here. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I get advantage on those.
Okay.
That's a solid 30-20.
Okay. Valente, what are you doing here?
I guess I would have made sure the ice is stayed in place and then made my way back up, maybe briefly giving a checking in on Sunflower, but then making my way back up the top deck.
As you make your way back up, that's what you see. You see Leo go into shadow. You see Ulrich and Gwyn at the wheel helping Captain Albert. You see Sheev looking at where Leo has just been standing. You see Poncho above at the nest. You guys are on the edge of this whirlpool, like just skirting around the outside of it.
There's not much else I can do apart from man the wheel.
I can try
Do
something.
anything here.
Putting all my effort into pulling this wheel as hard as I can.
Upon seeing everything that's going on, I'll run near the edge of the ship that's looking onto the whirlpool, since we're at the edge.
Yep.
I'll try casting lightning lure, because you basically target one creature, and if it fails the saving throw, pull it towards you. Sorry.
Can you be targeted with lightning lure in your shadow slip form?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
His
it's a
AC
10
is 20.
What's the range on lightning lure?
I'm unsure. I'm gonna
15
investigate.
feet. I
It's
think
15.
15.
He is a little bit farther than 15 feet.
Okay.
He is on the edge of the whirlpool. He's farther than that. I mean, you would have to get out of the ship.
That's not an
I'll
option.
take-
Bye. You kind of think it
fly,
through.
so,
You think you kind of gauge the distance. It's just too far for you to reach him based on the ship above water, the whirlpool. He's skirting around the edge of this whirlpool now in this shadow form. Leo, as you kind of get to your second rotation around the whirlpool, you you hear in your head, "You're so close now. Don't give up. You're almost there." And in this moment, when you hear this, you start to have some doubts. You kind of start to realize and become more aware of your surroundings and what's happening. And at the bottom of the whirlpool, through the massive coral, you see a hand come out of the coral. It's like this bluish kind of skin with these transparent white fins on her forearms and sharpened fingernails that pull and seem to be trying to pull you down towards her. But you become aware that you're probably being manipulated.
And this voice, I heard this voice in my mind,
Yes.
because in this form I can't physically speak, but I can probably communicate telepathically if she called me.
You still have a brain, right?
Yeah.
Do you though? Or are you a fanatic now?
It's on the fritz.
So I'm about halfway down, and I'm gonna probably stop my slip and slide situation that I've got going on.
Lente and Pancho, you have full view of this.
And the shadow's probably gonna cling to the inside of the maelstrom just like it's stuck there against the wall. And I'm gonna try to respond with a, "I've heard dangerous things about you. Tell me how could one such like me help you without endangering myself? I am a man of risks. I would like to know the chances."
It's so easy. Break the coral. Let me be.
At this point, Leo's he's really intrigued by her because she's a powerful being, and that's kind of Leo's thing, but he also heard that if she gets free, then there's probably gonna be a very tumultuous time on the oceans, and the others are still on the ship, so even though this is extremely intriguing to him, he will probably stop himself from going further.
There is a little bit of hesitation that both Valente and Pancho, you can see this shadow form of Leo just stops this whirlpool. You see the hand the cook out of the quarrel.
I am going to. How far is? I should be able.
Leo's maybe
I'm-
about 50 feet, 55 feet down from you. If like total all the way down the whirlpool, you're probably looking at about 90 feet down.
I'm gonna call it. Leo, come back to us. Don't join that woman. That vile, evil, person-eating woman that makes my skin crawl.
Can I hear this?
Make a perception check.
Oh,
It'd be pretty low DC, but it's a stormy. You're in a whirlpool.
That's a 18.
You hear it.
It's a
Pancho's voice over the wind and the storm.
16, but whatever. This dark ink blood is gonna just stay there, defying physics for a moment. But then, if it's possible, I am gonna telepathically say to her, I would like to come back and have another discussion about this, but I have to learn more about your kind first.
He says,
I will not forget this, though.
pray to me. Follow me. And find a new way.
I mean, I've got a lot of companions already, both of the magical kind and also some solid folks up there. Not at this time. And with that, I'll turn around and try to scale up the whirlpool again.
Here, as if your companions could ever match the power that I hold, the power that I have, the potential to hold. You miss opportunities.
I've taken a lot of risks and opportunities in the past, and most of the times that I took them, it didn't end well for me, so I passed this time. And we'll see in just about a moment if they're able to beat you or not. And then I'll continue scaling back towards the ship.
You kind of surf your way back. Behind you, Valente and Pancho see this behind him. The hand that had come out of the coral turns over and grabs into the sand and pulls back. Seems pissed.
it's
Leo,
retreating.
you are
They're
able
back.
to get back to the ship. Captain Albert and Ulrich and Gwyn, they are able to stabilize, get around this third whirlpool, and almost as quickly as you guys had come into the red depth, as quickly as you come out of it, the clouds begin to clear, the thunder stops, becomes a light rain. Behind you is all of this violent seas, but ahead of you it's calm, placid.
As I make my way back towards the ship, I'm probably gonna smooch up over the waves and kind of glide towards the ship. And when I eventually scale up the side and slink back on top of the deck, I'd probably not revert back right away, but go further and slink down the stairs, and where the hammocks are, find a lonesome spot for the moment where I can be alone and still not leave the shadow form for a moment.
Did we see Leo come back?
You guys can make perception checks, and Leo, you can make stealth check. You have a +10 to this, right, when you're a shadow? Oh.
Yep.
I'll say you did see him, like Valente and Poncho saw him come back up the whirlpool for sure.
I rolled a 3 - 1 for a 2.
11.
Also, DM, I need to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be.
It's
A
a
natural
19.
20.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Jesus, Damien, holy cow!
Valente?
I rolled an 8.
I got an 11, I believe.
And Leo, what's your roll for stealth?
I had a 19 on stealth.
So Poncho, you do see, like, you were watching him the whole time, so you see him come all the way up and then slide that ship and then down below. You don't know exactly where he's gone below because you can't see through walls, but natural 20. But you do know he's below deck somewhere.
I'll fly down, just kind of look over everyone all right. Things have gotten better for the time being, and
Has Captain Albert got a handle on the wheel?
Yes. After you guys went around
Okay.
the last whirlpool, all three of you are able to kind of stabilize it. She takes it, and the seas ahead of you look calm. It's like what was behind you is completely behind you.
Is there
I'm
anybody
looking
hurt?
around and like
Yeah.
calling around, seeing if anyone's seen Leo. Like, where is he?
I saw him go down below the deck. He,
Mushroom guys.
Yeah,
Right.
so am I. I'll be right back.
I guess I'll take it this time as well.
Okay.
Ah!
You were this close to greatness.
I was completely ready for the maelstrom to swallow me up and have all of you sail away.
What made you decide to change your mind?
Try to change whose mind?
As in, were you, when you weren't charmed, were you still interested in doing it?
Oh, of
Or-
course.
What
I
made
was
you
still-
decide to not do it?
I mean,
Or
she
were you
talked
just-
about you. As I said, we discussed this earlier, and
Back.
Leo was ready to stay down with her and try to do something, but
What are you trying to do with her, Leo?
you said before that if she comes free and there's gonna be a conflict with Catbird, then that's not gonna be like good for you guys on the ship. So that's why he decided to not
Okay.
even try and do that.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
I mean, she's a deity, so he's extremely interested in what's going on there, but yeah, just the consequences wouldn't have been satisfactory, basically.
No, that makes sense.
I have a question, Toby. What does Leo's amulet look like? Do we see it as other characters, or is it hidden on yourself?
It's
No,
not
because you've
really.
given it to people.
Yeah, it's not really hidden, and probably when Gwyn wore it, you could see it. It's this golden ring on a chain around his neck, and there's also parts of silver and brass color in there. So it's built, and there's smaller compartments in the thing with small trinkets in there, almost like caught in marbles or something. Small compartments, 3 of them at the moment, and these intricate runes etched into the metal. It's a quite
Alright.
large, intricate piece.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Not Valente, but you want to continue? I said Valente. I must say Gwyn. Shit.
Hmm?
You want to continue where we were? Because
Oh, yeah, I'm
Leo
ready
is
to go.
here. We should probably all go talk to him. That seemed like a pretty bad moment, and he might feel
Actually-
alone right now.
I would give him some space.
Hmm,
Was just Leo.
I'll give him some time then.
He'll come to us when he's ready. It's a small ship, relatively.
That is true. What are we gonna do about the hole in the side of the ship?
Captain Albert looks over. There's a hole in the side of the ship.
Yeah, why aren't we sinking right now? Actually,
Well,
we
good
should go check
news.
that out.
Well, let me finish my story here, please.
I'm sorry.
I managed to remove all of the water from the hull and plaster some magical ice, and that's why we're not sinking. So I did that.
Oh, are you a super powerful cryo ice man that goes the ice and the? I could do stuff with fire, but not really ice.
Well done.
I'm a little surprised at that.
Let's see if we can find something more permanent. She calls over Haggard, gives him the rundown, and Haggard goes down below deck to check it out.
I'm gonna look at Von Pask and like raise an eyebrow. I'm clearly like, your horse is down there.
How was Sunflower? As I'm assuming I've reverted back to my my sort of normal size.
Yeah,
As I
enlarge
say
is...
to
How long does enlarge last?
A minute,
Valenthy.
but if needed, I could also recast it. Let's cast it again. Let's fix the ship again. New plan.
I would probably head back down. Actually, I probably wouldn't even wait for an answer. I would go down and just check on her. Then I don't know how useful I would be to helping repair the ship. I can maybe hammer some nails. But yeah, I'd go down and check on Sunflower.
Make an animal handling check. She seems a little spooked.
Spooked.
Spookity.
For 19.
Ooh, clean.
You kind of, when you come down, she's kind of like pacing back and forth in front of the stables, her head kind of nodding back and forth, and come over and you just
Calm her down, whipping out a secret weapon I got earlier, the old cupcake from my
Okay.
dear friend Poncho, and I'll just
Is it drenched?
I kept it very, very safe,
Okay.
and I will just rub her nose and whisper some words, some soothing words to her, and good girl, very brave, and feed her the cupcake as just looking after her, sort of making sure there's not too much water getting in her hay.
Kind of takes like a couple moments for her to like really relax, and you give her kind of the pieces of the cupcake. She just relaxes and finds some sense of calm with you being next to her. Anyone heading below deck to check out the hole?
I'm gonna kind of take my cues from Gwyn and Captain Albert here. I have some things to process, so I just want to help with, whatever I do that thing kind of with less panic in my voice. Hey, Gwyn, you tell me how to help here? Or, hey, Captain Albert, tell me how to help here, please.
Before I engage in conversation, I was wearing a hat at the beginning of all this. Did it fall off at some point, or am I still wearing it?
Important questions being asked.
Roll a D100.
Oh my God, Gwyn, you're bald! What the fuck? You didn't have no hair!
It's a wig the whole time.
Oh shit!
40.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay.
They didn't manage to take our lives, but damn, did they take our weave?
I'm gonna be
No!
You do, like, at some point throughout the chaos, the hat flew off, you tried to grab it, it just went farther past you, and you had to grab the wheel instead. And now standing here in front of people, you kind of realize, hat's gone. Are you wearing something around your head as well?
No, it was just a hat.
Okay. Sheev,
So
you
I'm
see-
entirely
Yeah. go
okay.
ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just like very. As soon as I notice this, I'm like, I'm not listening to anything she was saying. I want to like look around and see if it's somewhere on deck.
Okay. Sheev, you notice that she's looking for her hat that Gwen clearly has the distinctive elven ears that perhaps on initial like seeing her is kind of tough to tell whether she's completely human, but definitely this moment now you see.
Yeah, she definitely. I mean, I would remember. She didn't introduce herself as an elf, correct?
I mean, none of us introduced us
None of
as,
us.
Like
Not as
hello,
out of
I am a
character,
dwarf. Or,
it's like it's not a thing you would have known.
Wait,
Yeah,
mine's
no,
like,
that's what I was getting at because I would remember all that. So I'll note it. Interesting. And I see you kind of looking for it. That was a pretty crazy storm there. Do you have another hat by chance?
I'm not listening to Sheev. I'm still looking.
Do you want help looking for it?
I'm gonna like distractedly like glance over and I'm like, yes, and
Okay.
fairly
I will.
preoccupied.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to take advantage of my new expertise in investigation. Can I search the ship
You sure
for
can.
Gwen's hat?
I want to
Fuck
guess.
Like, can I
Locate
do the
hat.
same thing?
Ooh, can you give me advantage on this roll? Ooh. You want to help me with it, or you want to do your own thing? It's okay if you want to do your own thing.
No. I'll give you advantage. Take advantage.
Okay.
You cursed yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a
17
little
plus
bit
8.
panicked at the
25. 25. That's fucking right.
Okay. You scour the ship
Mhm.
for Gwen's hat. You do not find Gwen's hat. You feel
Do I find
absolutely-
another hat?
You do. You feel absolutely confident that her hat is in one of those whirlpools. But you do find several other hats.
Is there a hat similar to the one that Gwen used to wear?
You rolled a 26?
25.
25? Yeah, you find it was black, right, Gwen?
Yeah.
You find something comparable. It's not maybe not quite exactly the same, but it looks like it could do the trick.
I'm going to take it, and I'm going to walk up to Gwen. Hey, so I got good news and I got bad news. What do you want first?
I'm gonna assume exactly what the good and bad news is, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm gonna snatch it out of your hands.
Okay. All right. Hey, fair enough.
Put
No
it on my
worries.
head and go below deck.
Okay. Usually people want to talk to me for longer than that, but okay. Tough day. Tough crowd out here. All right. Captain Albert, anything I can do to help the ship now that I've wasted 15 minutes looking for a hat?
That was not a waste.
No, it wasn't, but
Captain Albert's standing at the wheel. She looks a little tired. She's kind of leaning on the wheel, like it's holding her up.
yeah.
She says, "No, I've all done enough to help. From here, it's smooth sailing."
Ooh. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Smooth sailing. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I would hope so. I'm not going to count on it, but I'd hope so. So, hey, while I got you here, I know I don't want to keep you up for too long, but have you ever had any encounters with the cook like this before? And I'll ask her in Draconic because I can speak Draconic.
Yes, several. I've lost several crew members, almost the way that Leo went.
She was talking to me too, and just got me thinking. If a god can be trapped in the sea beneath coral, what else can a god be trapped in?
And to catch a god.
Not necessarily.
The coral that holds the cook is there because Cadborough has put it there. Do you know anything of their story?
No, I, Sheev Dryden, do not know anything of the story of Cadborough and the cook. So yes, please. I would love to know more. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not from the sea at all. Yeah, so I would love to know more.
The ship is heading towards like the northeast, and there's like a
Yeah.
light rain, a little bit gray. Behind you, the sun is beginning to set, kind of casting the red depth in this orangey, reddish hue. And she says, I don't know if any of it is true. It's what I was told when I was a part of the Blood of the Dragon King.
Okay.
But they were once a part of the same entity, Cadborough and the cook. A kraken, maybe? Some type of sea monster. And Rhybohr, being the violent, brave god that he is, knew this monster was having her way with the seas. So he killed it. Rather, he chopped the tentacles into eights and spread them around the seas. Hook was one of those tentacles. Cadborough has now assumed a new form. The cook tried to regain what she had lost, and Cadborough locked her away for trying.
Okay.
If Cadborough were ever to regain the power that she had lost, she could be more powerful than Rhybohr, more powerful than Surak, more powerful than anyone.
You said Cadborough or the cook? Or both?
Cadborough.
Cadborough specifically. Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Do you know why they don't pray to Cadborough across the Red Depth?
No, I don't.
It allows her a vantage point to access the cook. I have some theories of my own that she wishes to absorb her in a way. She has been power obsessed. And I worry that the next time we cross over the Red Depth, she will show her face instead of the cook.
Sorry for bombarding you with questions. If the Cadborough's the one who locked the cook away, why would she need an access point to get to her?
She did a very good job of locking her away.
Kind of throw away the key, but threw away her own key?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
But I know that whatever Cadborough is trying to do now has changed between what she was trying to do before. She wants power.
Mm-hmm.
That brings her back here.
Somebody had mentioned a thing, it might have been Haggard, had mentioned that she had her heart broken? Cadborough?
Yes, I don't know what that was about. Something about broken
Okay.
oracles, failed champions, furbolgs.
Never met a Furbolg. Wonder if they're nice people. Definitely
Tell
not
you.
obsessed with lightning or anything. Okay. Fair. And again, I one more question, I promise it's the last one I'll ask tonight. But I have never heard of the blood of the dragonkin. What are they? Who are they?
A mistake. A blemish.
Okay.
My history. A cult that parades around as a rebellion. Necromancers. Blasphemous. Not that I'm particularly religious myself, but I do have to draw a line. I've always had a bit of an interest in the pantheon, if you will.
Blasphemous to who?
To me.
Against the gods in general? Specific gods?
Make an insight check.
God, fucking. Next character is going to be only wisdom, and I'm only doing wisdom, and I'm not doing anything else. It's going to be 20 wisdom and 0 everything else.
Bro.
2 minus 1 for a 1. That,
She
so it's a
kinda-
dirty 1.
She looks down and she pulls off the dragon eye. Her face comes
Ooh,
off
shit.
like this patch. Straps.
Yeah.
She pulls it down so she can look at you. Both of her realize
Yeah.
it's bright green. And her hair is all tangled and she's got her pirate hat, but it's kind of askew. She says, "It's disgusting."
Wait. Pause. I'm so sorry. Pause. I would like to use my reaction to do one of my time bullshit things and re-roll that fucking insight check.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry.
Reroll it.
Pause.
Roll a D100.
17 minus 1 for a 16. That's so much better. Okay, now let's see if I kill myself with time magic. Is it worth it? That's a 44.
Okay. Chief, you're standing in front of her.
Mhm.
And as you kind of think, oh, I didn't get a good read on her. I really
Yeah.
I need some extra time on this. So you try to make things in your favor.
Mm.
For the briefest second, everything is kind of translucent in front of you, blue,
Yeah.
silvery, misty,
Mhm.
and then it's like it comes down and it pulls at you, like you're being pulled on either side by ribbons. And
Okay.
you're standing in front of Captain Albert. You're standing there and you're trying to process this conversation, and you feel like you have just gone through months of time, weeks and months of time. You age a year, Sheev.
Oh shit, hell yeah. Okay. I am now
You're like not
24 years
exactly
old.
certain what has happened, but you feel like this is like you've grown or something. Something's not. Yeah, I mean you have keen mind, so you would be aware that like it feels like you've aged.
Do you grow any
stronger?
facial hair?
Do I get it? Am I stronger? Am I smarter?
Yeah, your hair is slightly longer. I mean, your hair on your head. You feel like a slightly more beefed up a little bit.
Hey,
Not any statistics or anything, but just
Fuck.
getting old and your metabolism slowing down.
Any wiser? Nope, kidding.
Really.
Okay, fair enough. But I so yeah.
Damn.
So
wait, you're gonna be
Your
an old
fingernails
man.
are 10 centimeters long.
yeah, right.
And
My finger.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Insight check. Now that you've rolled a 16, you do
Yes.
get the sense that there's something more personal at play here.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. I don't want to dig too deep. It's your own personal stuff. I get it, but you seem like a very impressive person, and all the aspersions aside of my Ingnasian companions' hatred of pirates, I think you guys are decent people, and we'll figure this out as a group.
Yes, we will.
I'd love to talk more at some point, but again, I don't want to push you. So
She seems like she is at this point where she's like exhausted by this trip.
yeah,
She really doesn't give as much of a fuck anymore. But she kind of nods. She says, just wait. It's really only just begun, hasn't it?
something like that.
She makes like very pointed eye contact with you for several moments. She kind of looks you over.
I hold it.
Kind of seems like the first time that she's actually like looked at you.
Yeah.
Then she makes sure that the ship is good to go. She goes back to her quarters. What do the rest of you guys want to do here? Sun's going down.
I've got something I want to do, but I'll let others do whatever they want to do first.
I've already gone below deck. I'd like to go see a Madriel. Is that her name? The cook? The chef. The chef.
No, don't go to the water. No, don't do it. Quit. No, quit.
The cook?
Honestly,
Chef.
We just got out.
At the start of the session, when she wanted to ask Haggard if he knew the cook, and he was like, "Yes, he's doing work for us every day."
Okay, so you want to go talk to a Madriel?
Yeah.
She is in the kitchen, and she is trying to rehang the pots and pans and put herbs back in the right spots when you come in there. Things got a little topsy-turvy in the storm.
Okay, I need something mindless to do, so I'm just gonna start helping hanging stuff up.
Up. Thank you. Yes, that was quite the storm.
Sure was.
What do the rest of you guys want to do?
I think I'll spend some time just looking around the ship, trying to learn more about people. And I'm really, you know what? I'll go to Haggard. Talk to Haggard a little bit, see how he's been doing since the incident where he got pretty badly hurt.
He is down at the lower decks. He's fixing the hole. He's got they've got some type of kind of like a patch kit. Looks like they're a little bit prepared for a situation like this. And they're in the process of patching the hole on the side of the ship.
Hey, Haggard, how you doing? Anything I could do to help?
Well, I think we got it mostly handled here. Mind you, he passed me that, and he points to a nail.
Go fly over, pick up the nail, and just kind of pass him anything he needs.
Thank you. You kind of pass him some things as he puts things back together here.
You still feeling any injuries, by the way? Because I know the other day you'd get hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mostly okay. I mean, my ribs have never been this sore. I didn't even know I could get sore in these types of spots, but I was. You guys seem to draw some bad luck. I mean, I feel like the last couple times we've gone on with Red Depth, it hasn't been this bad, but who knows?
I mean,
I was drunk last time.
Can't say that bad luck's on us. You were the ones who led us in that direction. Wouldn't that be on the driver?
You didn't need to take the job. You really didn't need to take the job.
Huh?
You know, here we are.
Oh. I mean, I have fun. It was worth it.
Yeah, me too. I gotta say, I thought you guys were gonna be real sticklers, and though some of you are still sticklers. Like 60% of you are pretty cool.
That's a. He's just like putting his fingers out, counting his 5 fingers multiple times, one by one, slowly trying to figure out how much 60 is. That's a high number. I like that.
Yeah, it's the
Mhm.
Ignasian and the high elf that really just. I don't get it.
They're not that bad once you get to know them.
Yeah, sure. I'm telling you, if it had been the Ignasian that had fallen into that water there, I wouldn't have gone to grab him.
I mean,
He didn't go to grab me, did he?
No, he went to grab Sheev when Sheev went down
Ah,
in the Wind Eater fight.
favoritism. What can I say?
Well, I mean, he really likes his horse, so I guess there's that. Kind of like nails in some parts of the wood here. How you doing?
Where am I doing? Do I hear any of that?
Make a perception check. You're like a deck
Yeah.
above.
Okay. 19.
You definitely hear something like Ignasian. You hear horse.
Hmm.
You hear like
I-
other words.
Okay. I pay no heed to it.
Okay. What about you, Fairy? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. It's always kind of lively here. Always something new to see, someone new to talk to. So, yeah, all right.
You want some bone dust? Want a bump?
Nah, I made a promise not to for the time being.
Promise. And I'll tell you, I made several promises in my life. None of which I have really kept. And he puts some bone dust on his finger and he takes a bump.
I made at least. Well, no, I keep all my promises. Our promises are very important to us and us fairies.
Sure, sure. I'd never
Break a
heard that
bargain,
before.
and I'll break your legs.
Oh. Okay.
He just you see him reach down to his hip and he just has a sack of coal and he just spins it real quick in hand and then puts it back. I have 13 pieces and counting right now, and it's only getting worse by the day.
Badass, man.
I appreciate that. You're not so bad yourself.
Thank
Would-
you. Thank you.
And would magical healing like help him with his wounds healing faster? Or is it just like bruising kind of pain, like bone stuff?
He seems pretty okay. It's been several days now, since the Wind Eater fight, so he seems like he's doing okay. He does kind of get up and he brushes off his hands, and he's got these gloves on, these leather gloves that some of them have holes in them, and he takes them off, and he shows you his palms, and he's got 2 scars on his palms, one that says D and one that says Z, and he shows them to you. Says, "Listen, when you get to Port Kilo, we should brand your palms."
I don't know about that. Why brand the palm? Wouldn't that like hurt?
Yeah, it hurts a little. I think you'd like it.
Seem like he's thinking for a moment. Does it
Is
cost money?
Poncho a masochist? Is the question.
Does it cost money?
No. Captain Alvar will do it for free. Ugh.
I'll pass.
Okay, well, you
What was
think
he-
about it. You think about it. You let me know.
Poncho's gonna make his he'll excuse himself and say, "You have a nice evening. I'm gonna head back to my quarters and swing a little bit."
Bye. And he puts his gloves back on and takes another hit of
While
bone dust.
Poncho is fled.
Ulrich, what did you want to do?
So I'm going to head up and knock on the captain's door.
Okay.
And see if she's in a mood to talk briefly.
You go to the door, you knock. She opens it. She's just finished this conversation upstairs with Sheev. She's come back into her room. She's been there a little while, has kind of dressed down into her robes. She leans in the doorway. She says, I was wondering when you'd come.
Blushes slightly at that, I think. Yes, well, I came for what was promised, nothing more. Well manned today, Captain. I must commend you on your fine command of your men in your ship.
I think that you flatter me.
I am known for many things, Captain, but a silver tongue is not one of them. Now, I believe I earned my keep, as people like to say. And I pull out of my back pocket the flag, the gunpowder singed, stained smelling flag, and I'll hand it over. I would like you to look at this, study upon it, and when we approach shore, tell me what you know of it. And in brief, I will go over with her the events that led up to me getting the flag, and I would explain in detail what was taken from me in the hopes that there's been rumors or stories or anything like that that would potentially trigger memories or something like that within her. As I said, it is information that I'm after. And I hope that my support during the maneuvering of the Red Depths goes some way to you being more forthcoming with me about what you know. And no engaging with you and your crew is not easy for me. But duty grinds slow, Captain. But it grinds fine. Oh.
Make a
Sleep well.
persuasion check with advantage.
It's not going to be good. 8. Damn it. Persuasion is not my strong suit.
At some point throughout this, like as you begin this conversation, she invites you into the quarters. You sit down at the desk. She sits down at the bed. Tell her the whole story. You give her a rundown. She looks at this flag, flips it over in her hands, says, I know exactly where this belongs. I don't know if they still operate. I haven't heard of them in many years. She kind of brings it up to her nose and smells it. They're called Powder Fire. A ship of strategic, sneaky rogues, gunslingers. Your friend, the ones from Acapulco, they may have some knowledge of them. I saw them. The last I saw them was the Battle of Linsensi 2 years ago. I heard that they went up to the Bone Wastes. They haven't been seen since.
I've heard tales and rumors, stories, warnings of the Bone Wastes. Perhaps a fine place to make a name for myself.
Not afraid of dying, yes.
Most of me, the parts that were worthy of love and admiration, died many years ago, bringing that aspect of me back to life, whether disfigured and not entirely whole, but back to life still, reignited, is what I'm after. So no, I am not.
You're more alike than you Knight. She kind of nods and she says, before we get to Grok, I need to sit down with all of you. Rather, I'd like to sit down with all of you. She looks over your shoulder at the golden goblet at the edge of the desk. I have something I'd like you to do.
Would it appear the manacles of our servitude to you close ever tighter? But to enter into an agreement with pirates, and Ulrich smiles a little bit, I suppose I should not be surprised. Very well. I'll nod. And you know about me and you being alike? I've been hearing that more and more about stranger and stranger people over the last few days. Perhaps there is something to it. And with that, I will stand up, turn, smack his heels together. Captain! And then turn and leave. And head back down to Sunflower.
Bows her head. As you go with the last word this time. Sounds good. Eventually, later on in the evening, we'll kind of gather for supper. A little bit solemn and everyone's a little bit tired from the events of the day. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do?
I have something for after dinner, but if anybody wants to do anything before that, I'm cool.
It's not exactly good for the firearms to get wet. Like they sometimes miss. I think there's like a disadvantage if it does. So I'm just gonna spend the time before dinner, like taking it apart and cleaning it and putting it back together. My pistol.
While Gwyn is cleaning her pistols, I would probably find her before dinner and head over towards her. Stand in front of you and open my palm, and there appears a beautiful white seashell, large size, covering almost my entire hand, with orange kind of lines in it, giving it this beautiful look, and hold it outstretched towards you. And I'm gonna say thank you for shooting me.
I wish it worked. Sorry, it didn't.
Yeah. I also wish it worked. But I'm here.
You're back on board now. That's what matters.
Yes.
Are you still holding the shell out?
Yes.
Okay. I'll gingerly take it and I'm gonna ask, is it just to look pretty or does it do something?
As you reach for it, the question answers itself because you kind of grasp through. It's not there really.
Oh, okay.
And if when you try to grasp it, I close my hand and I say, "Don't make it a habit though of shooting me."
well, you don't go overboard again, we'll have to.
It was not in that moment my own free wish, but I can say that I was not interested in what she was offering. Even though I didn't know what she was offering, but well, that's the thing with gambling. You never know what you get. Thanks anyways.
And I gonna get back to cleaning my gun and uncomfortably adjusting my hat because I'm not used to it yet. And then just get back to work.
Anything you wanted to do?
If anyone's around for dinner, I'll try and talk to Sheev, I guess, because he's the last one. Yeah, to Sheev. Your hair is different. What happened? Are you experiencing something new? Experimenting with something new?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what happened. Been casting some magic and doing some things, and the first time this has happened.
Oh,
How's it look?
does your magic... Fine. Looks good. I
Insight
suppose.
check. Does she really think that it looks good? Does she think it looks fine? No, I don't care.
No, you're dying. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's I've been messing around with some things, and this is the first time it's really shown up, but
Interesting.
feels fine.
So that was good. That was quite the afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, not the not the place I thought we'd end up. After following this whole letter thing, I've done some wild things in life, but fighting against the tide pools of a trapped god, and not exactly somewhere I think I'd have seen myself even
It
6
was-
months ago.
Definitely, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, I was
For all of
doing
us, I mean-
research in Acapulco. I was doing the same thing every day for 30 days straight. That's what I'm good at. This is a whole new territory for me. So, I got to figure some stuff out.
I never expected to become to be so involved in field work ever. That's for sure.
Yeah. I didn't expect to
so
see you
about-
out here in field work. I honestly thought you'd spend, I not to belabor the point, but I thought you'd have your nose in a book for the rest of eternity. To see you out in the field, honestly, it feels good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Honestly, it's nice to expand your horizons a little bit.
Maybe that's a bit too expanded right now. I'd be much happier my nose stuck in a book, but I'll get used to the sea one day, surely. Hopefully.
Oh, probably not. No. You'll go back to the books eventually, but it's nice to try things to know you don't like them. It's I see how you need that peppermint tea to kind of not get rid of your dinner every evening. I get it. It's tough. It's tough for me too. I'm not used to it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, any new information about what we talked about earlier?
Were we having this conversation at the table or no?
I was under the impression that you guys are having this conversation at the dinner table. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys can put the quarter
I'm
on
gonna
the
just
table if you like.
I'm
but-
gonna kind of I'm just gonna kind of give you a little bit of like a not here eye look, and then I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna talk to him tonight.
I'll respond to that. Actual confrontation, not just questions.
I saw something again today, and while I don't think I'm ready to have this conversation yet, I feel like I have to.
Mm.
Can't risk my life like that. I have too many
Risk your
things to
life?
do. He could have gotten every one of us killed. Easily. And my life, your life, Gwen's life, everybody's life. Can't have that happen again.
I mean, that was unrelated to his abilities. That was more so.
No, but he used his ability and I saw the face again.
Hmm.
I need to know what
Well-
exactly I'm dealing with. It's all fine to be a gambler and a risk taker when it only affects you, but when it starts to affect other people, that's when it becomes a problem.
Well, you do whatever you feel is best. You can't really advise you more on that without knowing as much as you do, so. Go you.
I take a point of inspiration from that. No.
level up.
Yeah, no. Wow, level 5 already. Crazy.
No takes
Oh my
backsies.
God.
Backsies. Swiper, no swiping.
You know, I appreciate you being patient with me. I can't talk about it. I will. Just it's still sort of
Well-
fresh.
Well, consider it my deep thirst for new information. And maybe a slight new feeling of concern for you that I'm navigating. So,
Concern.
yes, I suppose.
All right. Fair enough. I appreciate that. I'll go back to eating.
Yes, same.
Nom nom.
Okay. You guys
Just like
have
that. That's how I
some
eat.
Nom nom. You
Yeah.
guys have some crab tonight. It's pretty good.
Ooh,
Um,
hey, yo. We
Easy.
eating better in D&D than I'm eating in real life. Hey, yo.
yeah. Even though people are tired, it does seem like there's a little bit of a celebration that like we
Yep.
made it through the worst of it type of thing. Anything else you guys want to do at this dinner table after dinner? Sorry.
I mean, during the dinner or before, after the dinner, Leo, after being a little bit reserved in the hours following the action, he would use the opportunity to spin some yarn and kind of deliver the tale of how he went down into the maelstrom to the other sailors of the ship, because he knows that they will probably like it, and he's trying to make it this really heroic, awesome story. And I'm gonna use minor illusion to kind of have these still images show up in front of me while I'm telling the story of how I kind of we had this battle of wits and I bested her.
Make
And
a performance
so she
check
let me go.
with advantage. I'm a bard.
That's a natural 20 for 24.
Nice. You start like telling this story and you're just absolutely enthralling as you tell it, and it's dynamic, and you have these visuals with your minor illusion. You show the wrapped coral, you show the hand, you show yourself in your shadowy form, and as you regale them with their story. More and more of the members of the Daisy start to come over until almost all of them are there by the end of your story, just hanging on every word. They clap when you're finished.
At the end, I'm gonna say, thank you. This was truly a special day. And if you, I bested the cook today, and if you would like to best me, then 10 gold says you can do it. So find me at the other table and we'll roll some dice.
Sounds good.
Do I hear this going on?
Yeah, it's happening within. I mean, the ship is small. I mean, happening within the realm of the dining area.
Like if we're all at the table, we can hear this.
Yeah.
Ulrich, who, as you very well know, enjoys his drinks, and I'm assuming there's plenty to go around.
Yes, always.
And at the end of this speech, he's going to walk up to Leo and lean in. An enchanting story, gambler. But I fear you missed out the part, and he leans in, whispering, where you abandoned your post. If we were on land and you were under my command, I would have you whipped. And I'll pat him on the arm. You may gamble with your life, but never the lives of our men. And I'll turn and sit down, drowning myself in crab and beer.
You, soldier, I don't think that you have gotten how this all happened today. I didn't enter her domain by my own volition. I was enthralled by her. I was forced to take these steps off the boat. I wasn't in full control of my own self in that moment, and I'm not proud of it, but once I managed to regain control, I denied her. I said I cannot go further, as I fully knew that if I were to attempt and help her, and if she came free, then all of you would be in danger. So that's why I returned. That's how it went down.
And Ulrich nods, and then again goes back to drown himself in beer and crab.
You guys get lots of carbs and butter and more of this crab, and it's like this crab.
Fuck yeah, carbs!
A broth, and then they serve it with bread so that you can absorb the broth that the crab is in. It's like really, really delicious. It's definitely the best meal that you guys have had so far, just being together as a group.
I'm rolling a D4. She've gained 2 pounds today.
Like everyone is packed on a little bit of meat after this meal for sure.
Cultivating mass.
You guys kind of settle in for the night. There is definitely some of the pirates are getting drunk. Some of them gamble with you, Leo. I'll have you roll 3 d20s.
Okay.
And a D100.
Okay.
And
so
at some point while he's gambling, he's going to hear in his head from me, from Sheev. I'm going to send him a message.
Okay.
It says, when you're done gambling, meet me on the top deck.
And then she said that
We need to talk.
I don't
No
think
rush.
I'm ever gonna be. Can I respond to that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll say I don't know if I'll ever be done gambling, but I'll meet you up there in 5 minutes.
What's the weather like tonight?
It's overcast, light rain. Roll a d20 or d10. Sorry.
I love me some D10 weather roll, baby. Hey yo.
8.
It's not too cold, not too hot, a little humid, but comfortable.
There are clouds. It's like overcast.
There are a little bit of clouds. Yeah, it's kind of breaking up. Like if you want to go up to the upper deck, you can check. It is some breaking out of the clouds, so you can catch a glimpse of the two moons. Which actually, exactly what phase we're in. Both moons are quite small tonight. Both just slivers in the sky.
Okay. I think I'll head up towards the upper deck and climb up to the crow's nest and just lean on the rail there. Stand for a second.
Little bit of light rain hitting from your new hat, but it's calm. What did you roll, Leo, for your d20?
A 2, a 5, and an 18. Not in that order.
Okay, and you rolled a d100?
And that's a 65.
65?
Yeah.
Okay, roll another d100 for me, please.
Okay. That's a 36.
You have a big night with the pirates. They encourage you to keep going after your story, and they want to gamble with you. They put more money on the table this night. You end up losing, though, a couple of rounds in a row where
Sure.
you lose 65 gold. But then
I don't have 65 gold.
Okay, you lose everything. But then you gain 36 gold back in the last round.
Okay.
You go all in on a round and lose everything, but then you gamble it back and you end up with 36 back in your pocket.
Sure.
And you head up to the upper deck. Gwen, do you want to be seen where you are?
I'm not hiding, but I'm not paying attention to what's going on down. Like I wouldn't hear what they're saying. I'm not paying attention.
And I don't think we would recognize her if she's in the crow's
It'd be
nest.
difficult to see her at this time anyway. Try to look for her, you probably could, but Sheev and Theo, you're welcome to have this conversation on the upper deck if you like. You're sailing into the night. There's somebody at the wheel, a gnome pirate who's a little bit drunk, kind of whistling to himself.
A little drunk?
Yeah.
How drunk is he? Okay. Do I feel in danger for my life?
It seems like he does this all the time.
Okay.
He's gonna hit a car. Watch out.
I'm just gonna talk to him. I'm just like say to myself, God, I cannot fucking wait to get back on dry land again. All these people driving drunk fucking kills me. Anyway. You win?
I won some fun. I lost 12 gold.
How you like make your, big life decisions based on fun?
I don't know. In the past, maybe.
In the recent past? Are you here, Poncho, with me on the top?
Surprise, Poncho.
Poncho is bumming around the ship, just kind of bored right now.
All right.
You're just walking around, kind of walk by, listening. Just kind of, isn't there no better way than to just go by what's funnest?
Yeah, what's going to keep you alive?
And fun, though. Can't forget the fun when keeping alive, because you got to stay alive so you could have fun. It's a process that goes hand in hand, one in the same.
Yeah, I mean, I have been a liar and cheater in the past, but I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to think more about other people's fun as well.
Good, because could have all died today.
Yeah, that was something. I mean, it wasn't my fault. I she put a spell on me.
Yeah, she tried to do the same thing to me and Ulrich, and it didn't seem to take. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that.
Maybe you just have this stronger mental fortitude. I am not proud in that moment. I was weak-minded, and I mean, some part of me was curious. I said it before. I'm interested in the gods and what's up with her entrapment, but ultimately, I was able to rip myself free from her and not further endanger you, all of you.
Not further in danger, but you do know by just merely not being strong enough, put every single person on this ship in grave danger. Hey, you know what? That's not the point, though. Leo, where did you turn into a shadow?
Yeah, that's
Neat little trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you do that? Can you teach me? That's really cool. I think of all the
Where
places
did
I
you
could hide.
learn how to do that?
I mean,
It's in your best interest to tell me and not lie to me.
I mean, I've not lied to you ever since we met. But
Then
I don't
don't
think
make it a habit now.
Wait.
don't-
Wait. Let's backpedal a second. So you have lied to him when you met, is what you're saying.
what I said, I haven't lied to him ever since we met.
Okay.
And also, I don't think I could teach you, Poncho. This is something that I have been gifted with, this ability, from one of my allied entities. But I don't think I could teach you per se. It's a quite the natural thing. It comes secondhand to me. I wouldn't know how to teach you any of the details about it.
He's narrowing his eyes.
I think you would also need one of these, like one such medallion. That's how I use my magic.
Would a box do?
I
That's a
mean,
cool box.
maybe you can just take the box and go downstairs to the cargo hold. Sit in a very dark corner and focus on the box, and maybe you will also become a shadow. I don't. But
That sounds like a lot of work. I'm just gonna go get drunk downstairs.
also a good idea.
You guys coming?
Not yet.
It seems that this is not quite over yet, but you feel free
down
to
in a moment,
head
Pancho.
down.
I'm just gonna make my way down the upstairs to the dark abyss.
Is this gonna start now?
I'm doing it.
I've always wanted to do this.
So you described yourself as allied with this entity who gives you this shadow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I this being was the first that approached me when I was in some trouble, and that's how it all started for me. Kind of turned my life around. I guess I wouldn't be here now if that didn't happen.
It approached you.
Yeah, just made itself known to me, its presence, and said, "Hey, I'm here, and seems like you could do with some help." And I said, "Yeah, I guess I could use some help." And one thing fell into the other. So,
What does it? What did it look like when it approached you?
I mean, I guess quite similar to how I look when I become this shadowy form. A man's shadow on the wall. And then coming out from the wall and kind of in front of me.
Does it talk to you at all?
We've spoken, yeah, sure. I mean, he's taught me a lot about. I mean, he's taught me how to make this medallion and all gave me all of these powers. So I mean, at least a couple of them.
You think you could bring him out now?
I've never really interacted with him and another person in a conversation. I don't know if that's a thing, but
He's interacted with me before, so it'd be familiar territory for him.
His intent? How has he intended? Explain this.
It'd be better if he answered. Call him.
I don't know if I like where this is going, but you seem distressed. Is everything okay?
I'm fine. More than
okay.
fine.
I'm gonna try and contact. I mean,
How do you want to try to contact him?
that's an excellent question. I would probably go say to Shiv. I think I mean, it's not I don't usually contact them that much. It's not like we are hanging out per se. They're just with me, and I can back to the abilities that
Oh no, he went robot.
Domo Varigato, Mr.
Oh, no.
Roboto.
What a bad time for
it's
this to
the
happen.
Best timing.
What a bad fucking time for this to happen.
He never.
When you have people in Germany, in the States, in Canada, and whatever. Hello, Leo.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I here? And can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you're good.
I can. You were a robot for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. It's not like I'm usually hanging out with them. It's more of a passive thing, really. Except they sometimes talk to me if they feel like it. I don't know if he's listening in at this moment. I'm waiting for the voice that I usually hear. Anything?
Okay. You kind of think about how to. Come on now, don't make. How to reach out. And you look at Sheev and you think for a second and you look up the sky. And the clouds, they're kind of patchy. You see through to the two moons. And you step out in the ship. And shadow extends as you step out. Extends. It becomes a tall, lanky figure. Deck of the ship. Then it pops up. It stands. Like a vampire coming up from a coffin.
Does it have the face that I recognize?
No. It is a form of a shadow. Got long arms that go past his hips. And he kind of stands right behind Leo. Looks down at Sheev. Looks at Leo. Sheev. He's got no features on his face. Just black shadows.
Why do I see the face every time he uses your power?
My power is his power. Night Walker.
Who's Nightwalker?
Is everything.
Can I make a religion check or a history check if the name rings a bell?
Yeah, you can make a history check. Sheev, you can also make a history check, though I'll tell you this is a bit of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty good at
proficient,
history,
so
so. Alright, let's see.
let's say that's an what's that? That's an 18, and I'm also gonna add one of my
It's just an 18 for me.
my pact improvements, so that's all. That's gonna be a 21.
Sheev, you've never heard this
Yeah.
word before, Nightwalker.
Mhm.
Leo, you kind of think on this. It's definitely something from the Shadowfell, from the same place as Garen. You just don't know exactly what he's talking about.
You know what he did, right?
Me?
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm going to do to him, right?
Good luck.
And if you or him
I mean,
makes
yes.
Leo do anything to endanger my life or the lives of the people that I care about, I will slit Leo's throat so fast and you will lose your tether to this world. Do you understand me?
It's like this moment where the shadow kind of just sways behind Leo. His big hands kind of come over top of Leo's shoulders. It's the lightest touch on you. It's like wind. He says, try it. Do it now.
I'll avenge them, even if it kills me. I'm working on magic to turn back time and put me in that spot, and I'll be ready. I will be waiting, and I will be the one who knocks, not him.
Change what happens and find yourself in a very different position.
One where I have my friends, where I have Rhea, where I get them back, and I can live my life like a normal person, and I don't have to see their faces every day when I go to sleep, knowing that I'm the reason that they're dead. I'll take that. Every single time, I will take that, and I will live with it, and I will own it, and I will end you, Nightwalker, and anybody else I need to. I don't care who they are.
In the wrong direction.
I've had enough. You're not helpful. Thank you for the name.
Kind
And
of
watch your fucking back.
slips into the shadows of the night behind you, swirling around feet for a moment, shadowy hands and legs until it's just ship again.
I'm gonna, as I've mainly listened in during this, I'm gonna take my hands and take off the amulet, and I'll put it on the deck between us. And I'd say, I am very sorry, She, for whatever happened to you, but I'm afraid that I have nothing to do with it.
I know you don't. Now I do. I
And I
didn't
would-
before, but now
if
I do.
if I can help you with your quest that you're on, I will. And if what you say comes true, if other powers try to use me, then you've made it clear what you do.
It's not personal.
Oh, I do understand, and I heard he warned me as well. He warned me. He said that these beings that I align myself with, at least Garen, they are dangerous potentially. They are two sides of a coin. They can be helpful, but they can also be dangerous and mess with you. I mean, I have been messed with today by one entity, and I did not like that.
You were wondering when we first met why I used deception and trickery to hide myself. This is why. I don't use my normal voice. I don't use it the same appearance from town to town. I use different names. Nothing. Until I have completed and gotten far enough in my research to put myself back in time and be ready. No one can know who I am. Do you understand?
I don't even know who you are, so nothing to fear from me.
Wonderful. Let's keep it that way. And I'm going to just stalk off away from conversation.
Say that when you did get a bit of a bird's eye view of this from the nest, not like all the details of the conversation or anything, but the visual components definitely attracted your attention. Shadow, saw it standing behind Leo. You saw this conversation, saw the hands come over Leo's shoulders and then disappear. But you don't get much in terms of content of the conversation, but you did see this. You guys kind of wrap up this cryptic conversation? Yes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. Sounds good. Anyone else want to do anything before sleepy buys tonight?
Yeah. If nobody wants to do anything before we kind of all assemble in our hammocks, I would then eventually, after maybe spending another 10 minutes on the deck and looking out over the ocean and the stars, head down towards the hammock, lie down, and feeling a little bit confused with my mind running through different things from this day. I would probably, lying on the side, looking over towards the others, look in the Valente's direction and start whistling very softly one of the songs that she started the other day. Kind of with now one eye peeking over, kind of hoping that she's gonna hear it and maybe starting the song and then starting again, kind of waiting for something.
It'll definitely take me a few minutes because I didn't expect it, but I'll pick it up eventually and continue singing along with Leo.
Anyone else want to join in on the song?
I'll pull out the
Ulrich.
old pan flute.
Ulrich, who is absolutely piss drunk, will be singing his own song, I think, in this little enclosure with Sunflower. But don't let that stop you guys from doing your song.
Okay. It's kind of like you guys have multiple sounds and songs going on. There's also a couple of drunk pirates that like try to kind of join in but have no idea what they're singing, so it's just nonsense. But there is a little bit of a shared song of camaraderie. You guys eventually drift off sleep. Sheev, make a wisdom.
No, the Shadow Man's come to finish you off.
That's a 3 for all those playing at home.
It starts off the same way that you wake up, see this face at the windowsill. Same face that you'd seen. Sunken, grayish, yellow eyes. Piles of dark robes. It's difficult to tell where they start and where they end, where their body begins, where their body ends. And you come up in bed. This time is a little bit different. He starts to crawl out of the windowsill and come towards you. Comes from the window, walks towards you.
Pulling my knife out of my boot, and
You're
I'm
frozen.
like, yeah.
You can't move. Try to move. You try to go for the knife. Try to do anything to stop this figure from coming towards you. And as it comes through the windowsill and closer to you, it's massive. It stands maybe 12 feet tall. It's hunched at the roof of this room that you're in. Around the room, there are the dead bodies of the leftovers. The red, cascading hair, Rhea, bed across from you. And you see her hand is reaching out to you in her last moments. As this figure comes closer to you, two large gray hands with broken fingernails on either sides of your face and grab you. And he brings you close, pulls you all the way up to his face. And you just hear him say, "Shadat, Shadat, Shadat." And it repeats like this dozens and dozens of times. And he shakes your head. It feels like your brain is being tossed around. When you wake up in the morning, you have lost some memories. You can't remember the name that Leo told you the night before.
Motherfucker. All right. Fair. Okay.
And
right.
The memory of the incident itself has become much more blurry. That you had always had these detailed recollections of exactly what happened on that night. And now they're blurry. They're grasping at straws to remember. And in some ways, there's like a little bit of, I can't remember this trauma as much anymore. There's like a very small sense of relief. But at the same time, you know it's been stolen from you.
I don't forget anything, and I forgot this. So.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything else out of sorts? Anything physical, or is it all mental?
seems to all be mental. You guys all wake up in your hammocks the next morning. You take a long rest.
Do I remember having the conversation with Leo, just not the details, or do I forget everything?
You don't remember having the conversation with Leo. The last thing that you remember from the previous day is seeing the face of the Nightwalker at Leo's face. So you feel very disoriented when you wake up this morning. You're like, did I get really drunk? Like, why don't I remember how things concluded? You know that you're safe, but like you pat yourself down when you wake up.
Okay. Are all my like in code thoughts memories still in my bag?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna spend the morning doing an inventory of what I can remember. Is everything that I can remember still in there?
You kind of sort through things. You make sure you tally up.
Yeah.
It seems mostly all there, but if there is a piece missing, it's from that night, because you're trying to remember if you even had pieces of that night beforehand. So it's hard to say if they were missing because you're not even certain if you had them.
Okay. Cool. Fair enough. I'm going to take a voluntary exhaustion point for all that, because that's just not something I feel comfortable not having trauma from. Also, with a long rest, all of our temp hit points are gone, guys. Feel extra safe. All right.
It's time for for Ulrich's morning appeal, or what's it called?
I was just thinking that, but
Can he just stand on the deck and just give like a speech off a dais as Ulrich every
I was
morning?
thinking of that, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
You guys get up in the morning. Valente, roll a d10 for me, please. And Poncho, roll a d10.
Let's go. I like rolling numbers.
It's
9.
2.
Did you roll a number?
It's quite a bit cooler on this day. A cold rain. The seas look relatively calm, though, ahead of you. And are you guys making your way up to the upper deck? Would you like to stay below deck for a little while? What's your guys' plan here?
I'll go up a deck, get some fresh air.
Likewise.
I'm going to talk to Valenthe when I see her.
You guys kind of get up and you meet up on the upper deck with some coffees in hand, teas in hand.
Man, I need some tea this morning. I must have had a rough night last night. God. How'd everybody sleep? Okay?
Yeah, same old, same old.
Well enough.
Good enough.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
enough.
Fine.
Fair enough. Oh, let's hope today's not as bad as yesterday was, right? Huh.
Don't jinx anything.
Just stop talking.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll eat breakfast, go about like everything somewhat normal. Ask Gwyn or Captain Albert to help around the ship, as long as that's happening. But yeah. Also, real quick, Shadat is it Shadat like Shadat? It's not a language I know. I know I don't remember this, but it's not a language that I know at the time. Correct?
No, you don't know.
No,
what
I
it
don't know
is.
anything?
It just seems
Okay,
like this
cool.
an exclamation. It's hard to tell.
Gotcha.
You guys kind of had this. Okay, everyone make insight checks except for Sheev.
Natural 1.
12.
6.
4.
14.
I will also say my passive deception is really good.
What is
So
it?
if I'm trying to, it's my passive deception is I think it's 17 or 16. I want to say. Let me look. It
Are
is
you trying to appear
15.
like nothing is wrong?
See, I don't know. No. Well, yes, to everyone but Valanthe, yes. To everyone but Valanthe, I'm trying to make it look like nothing happened.
Yeah. Valantha,
And,
you
like,
do get
yeah.
a little bit of a sense that like something's not quite right with Sheev this morning. Can't really pinpoint what it is, but it just seems like something's not quite right. You guys have some breakfast. I'm gonna montage this day if we're okay with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys
Yep.
kind of go through the day. You do some work. It's relatively stable. Captain Albert makes a couple more appearances this day. She looks to be in a little bit of a better mood. In general, the Daisy crew look pretty excited to get closer to land. It's a pretty regular. You have some food in the evening. You guys have a little drink, a little smoke, a little gambling. You wake up the next day, and Sheev, you have no nightmares on the next day, the next night. Sleep through the night. You guys all wake up on the following day to the sound of Haggard calling out, and he says, "Land ho!"
Land? Looking around.
You guys kind of come up to the
Ulrich.
upper deck to check things out.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're very excited to finally.
I am also very excited. Sheev is very
Get on
excited as
land.
well.
Sure enough, you guys come up. Still a little bit cool, but no rain. Some of the clouds clearing away up ahead. You see the coast, and you see a giant volcano protruding up and into the sky and breaking through the clouds. Just a slight bit of smoke puffing out from it. You guys see the coast of Port Kilau, of which Gwyn and Leo and Ulrich, you guys are familiar with. You know that it's Port Kilau. You know this volcano, this Mount Kilau that's on the middle there.
I love Port Kilau.
And you guys start to get a little bit of a smell as you get closer to the coast. Smell of birds and bird shit.
I thought you were gonna say burning.
When you've been here not that long ago,
Mhm.
the Aarakocra start to become more present as you guys get closer. You see them in the sky. You see seagulls, Aarakocra in the sky. You see it looks like a pretty populated island at the moment. Looks like it's pretty busy. And as you guys get closer to the shore, everyone make perception checks.
Was this our
5.
ultimate destination?
Yep.
I think so, yeah. 15.
18.
17.
No, you rolled 25, Poncho. I'm 17.
Oh, whoops. We rolled at the same time.
Sorry, Sheev, what did you roll?
5. You don't even need to ask me about perception rolls at this point.
All
I've
of
got
Today
a
is my
15.
worst rolling day of all time.
Did you get Toby?
I have a 15, but I would increase by 3 if that wasn't enough to 18.
All of you see this. Some of you get a few more details than others. You all see on the docks coming up several small scale ships, mostly merchant ships. You see a statue at the docks. The details looks like a man of some kind. Valente, Gwyn, and Poncho, you make out that it's a tiefling. It looks like, from Poncho's perspective, you get a lot of details. It's a tiefling with an open shirt. He's holding a rapier in one hand. But it does look like the statue has been defaced. And that is where we are going to end this session.
No.
I wonder who that
Interesting.
statue is of.
Another.
Who is that?
Who's that Pokemon?
It's another L for a Jack character in a session of L's. It's yet another
man.
L.
I'm sure it's an insider because I didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that guy's kind of
It's
alright, but he
Virtue,
was kind
right?
of a
Is it
dick.
Virtue?
That guy's kind of a
That
dick.
is
I've heard the name
again,
already.
out of character. I assume that is Virtue. So yes,
I don't know.
I
That
won't-
could be
I won't
another
s-
I
I won't spoil anything else for anybody else. I don't want to assume, but it is where Virtue, the character, was originally. His genesis was from Port Surak. So
Mm.
he landed on Port Kilo with no memories, and then figured out
a
his life.
golden sword, an open shirt,
Yep.
and a cult of birds. And that
rotten
was the
attitude.
start.
No.
That's right. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, he didn't have a rotten attitude. He was just,
No.
he was a little
Virtue.
little
A little bit of
Arrogant.
trauma in his life, you know, a little
He
bit
was a
of
melodramatic.
trauma. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, that was fun,
Cool
guys.
session. Yeah, that was good. Good
was
roleplay
great.
all around.
Yeah, it was
That was
fun.
fun.
You guys.
I
Yeah.
hate
guys.
this chair. My back is killing me. I broke my other chair.
Get a better chair.
I
That was
know.
fun. Thanks for the session, DM. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
That was
Yes.
fun.
It was great. It was great.
Yes.
It was
Really good
good.
session.
Really good.
It wasn't even shorter.
I know you.
I
Thank
thought
you.
about
Thank you,
ending
Sparky.
it around 4:00. I was like, but no, it's all good. I wanted to keep going, and I wanted you guys to get some play in, and I wanted that conversation between Leo and Sheev too. It's like this has to happen.
What conversation?
Yeah, what do you mean? I didn't have a conversation with him. What are you talking about?
I will tell you, Leo. You did get some information from Iharad about Besidos.
Nice.
It was like this really quick message that you got on one of the days that was just like almost indistinguishable, but
Okay.
something about the wilds, Kitsune wilds.
Hmm. Okay.
Kitsune
That's
wilds
it.
and the Black Reservoir. That's what you get from Iharad. That's what he tells you. That's what he tells you where Besidos is.
Oh, okay.
The what reservoir?
The Black Reservoir. Just like
Black
you look
reservoir.
at the map, it's north of Germain and Candleblack.
Sparky, I have a question.
Ah, okay.
Do vampires exist in this world?
Vampires are myths.
They do.
And do they sparkle?
You did say vampiric.
TBD.
In a
Yeah,
sense.
that's why I was asked. You said vampiric. So do they exist? Yes.
Yes.
Is the stream off real quick?
We will turn off the stream right now. Thank you for
Okay.
watching.
Bye, stream.
Somebody come
Thank
in.
you.
Bye,
People
stream.
always come in
Bye-bye,
right at
stream.
the end.
I know.
Bye.
Bye bye.
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 Bye bye.